Greatest Streamer System. Author, ShuviLily. Chapter 401 to 450. Please, teacher. I don't want to die yet, you know. Max said as sweat poured from his back. He didn't expect Dordad's reaction to be that scary. To tell you the truth, I know nothing either. I was asked by teacher Prilly to bring this dog to her as punishment for failing a class. But when I entered the teacher building, Max recounted what happened from before as Dordad kept pointing his wand toward his face. As he explained the story, Dordad slowly brought the wand down and nodded. The wand was fully stuffed away when he explained about the immortality potion. I see. The scary teacher nodded. I know about her ambition of creating a young potion, but I have never thought she would step this low. I offer you 5 extra points for stopping her. You have this school's gratitude. Quest finished. You have received plus 700 XP for finishing the quest. Return to your dorm and wait. I will take care of the dog in the aftermath. Yes, teacher. The cutscene started right after that. The scene was skipped and the words, 7 days later, floated in front of him as the screen turned black. Following that, he got another notification. You have received plus 70 XP for self-study. Max didn't know how that happened, but he was grateful. Extra Express was always welcome. Time skip. It's not smooth at all. But I guess that's how it is in this game. They just go this and that, give Express, time skip, and such. When the black screen disappeared, Max found himself in a room alone. He sat on the bed and could move his body. Well, I survived Dordad, but now what? Just as he said that, a notification arrived. Quest updated. Main quest. A student's job is to study. Head to class. Quote. Max was speechless at how simple the quest was. But this time, he didn't immediately head to the class. The quest doesn't force me to do anything, so that means I have all the time I need to explore, right? Yes. This is a semi-open world game. Some areas are limited, but you're free to do as you please as long as it's within the permitted area. No need to be shy. Go ahead and have fun. I suggest you gather more Express if you think of creating a new spell. It's a waste to spend 770 Express, you will only get rank 1. I am not stupid, okay. I won't waste my Express to create a rank 1 spell. Max said as he rose from his sitting position. What I wanted to do is different. I mean, this is a game. And I can explore. What stopped me from doing something like? How kind. There aren't a lot of kind students like you nowadays. They only care about magic and magic, never in their mind they worry about normal workers like me. The worker exclaimed excitedly. Regarding your question, yes, I am a bit troubled. Can you help me with something? I need to buy a new spatula, but I have no time to do so because the cafeteria is full. So, can you help me buy it in the store just beside the gym? I have the money here. Side quest generated. Side quest number 1. Help the cafeteria worker to buy a new spatula. Reward. 50 gold, 50 express. Accept side quest. YN. Max looked at the new notification and grinned. He glanced at the people with question marks above their head for a second before turning back to the worker. Right now, their faces looked like both money and express for him. With the biggest smile on his face, he pressed Y on the floating window. The quest was too easy that it was laughable. With pleasure. After that, he got the money and turned around. Wait guys, let me do something real quick before continuing the main quest. Experience Tales at Empire. No, wait, don't do that, Breeze. No, the main quest will be too easy if you do this. For the sake of gaming, please head to the main quest now. You don't say. Hold, please. Wait until I finish my side quests. Just as he said so, he approached another person with a question mark above their head. Fellow student, can I help you with anything? It was time to grind the side quest. Let's game it out. No, this guy has found the cheat code. Lol, he wanted to finish this game the easy but long way. One of Max's favorite game content creators in his past life, Josh, once said. It's not a bug or cheat, but a game hidden feature. Another professional gamer also mentioned that preparation was the key. Sometimes, a game could only be enjoyed when you were already prepared for everything. Not all gamers enjoyed hard games. Some just wanted to follow the story or dominated everything easily. Playing a hard game was nice and all. Max enjoyed it a lot in Mercenary Quest. That was why he wanted to play around in this game, lowering its early difficulty by finishing all the side quests first. Damn, it's been 2 hours and he still did it. When will he finish doing it? The question is, how many side quests has he taken? He just walked around and accepted everything while finishing the last one. Right now Breeze is like a robot. A robot. A robot that only has side quests in his mind. Not gonna lie, this grind is impressive. Finally, something that this noble me can ignore and throw away from the final editing by adding, a few hours later. Hooahaha. Bloodsucker seems to enjoy this stream the most. Of course he enjoys it. So far, all my livestream is edited heavily by him. But he can skip 2 hours worth of stream and only show a few. This will make his job easier. Max explained as he approached a group of NPC. Anyway, these guys are the last ones. We will continue after this. Finally, we can move to the class after this. After 2 grueling hours. Hey, call those guys who have left. Breeze is about to get serious. Max talked to the group NPC for a few seconds and handed a flower to the youngest of the guys. He wished him luck and the exclamation mark above his head disappeared. You have finished side quests number 98. You have received 150 gold and 80 express. Hey, I am rich. Max exclaimed as he opened his character menu. There, the golden express he accumulated over the game was written. Gold. 11,710. A legal one at that. Woo. Screw Prilly. This is a real young-looking woman. New teacher. Do you mean a new wife? Lol, the chat has turned into a degenerate real quick. I agree. Max said in his half-transparent state. Mods, do your job. Just ban anyone who say strange stuff about this new teacher. Got it, mod. Leave it to me. I will definitely make this place clean of filth. Mod. ... Lovely otter. More like scary otter. Swardator has been muted for a day. RIP. One comrade had fallen. Max chuckled at how decisive Otter was with her punishment and decided to leave the chat to them. He had a story to focus on. And Max looked forward to it, especially since he had more than 8,000 EXP that he could use to create magic anytime. I heard you ventured to the magical forest to gather some ingredients, yes. How scary it was. Teacher Prilly is heartless, doing something like that to new students. Teacher Millie wiped the tears that had formed on the corner of her eyes. That gesture gained sympathy from the students. Some even offered words of encouragement to the new teacher. Some sighed in relief, thinking that Millie's class wouldn't be as bad as Teacher Prilly. Things would be better now. That was what everyone thought until they heard Millie's next words. Gathering alchemy materials isn't a magician's job, it's forager's job. Our job is to fight against magical creatures or hostile enemies. That's why such a class is useless. But don't worry, I have created a good class for you students. Millie's enthusiasm made everyone look forward to the class. Everyone was looking at her, expectation flashed in their eyes, only to be betrayed. My first class is simple. Hunt 10 magical creatures within the magical forest. That or bring me a griffin's feather. That will guarantee you an A in my class. Simple, right? Simple your ass. Max retorted loudly. Teacher Millie didn't explain further and told the students to move right now or they wouldn't be able to defeat 10 magical creatures as the number was pretty limited. And because she mentioned punishment for those unable to bring back proof that they had defeated 10 magical creatures. As such, the students ran toward the magical forest at once. Including Max. Damn it. He cursed as he looked at the floating window before him. Quest updated. Main quest. Defeat 10 magical creatures or take a griffin's feather to Teacher Millie. Magical creatures meant those weasels, right? And griffin. That bastard is too hard. I need something to keep its movement in bay if I want to take its feather. Even so, it's too dangerous to fight, so I will run away if I encounter it. Wise choice. Cough. You can always create bind magic with your express. Please, don't be shy and use it. I know you have a plan, so don't disappoint us. Mean we want to watch you struggle against Griffin. LMFAO you need to explain it. Lol. At first, he thought Griffin would be easy. But after it killed him, he realized that without a rank 3 spell or higher, he would have no chance of injuring it. In case of emergency, I am already prepared to create a new magic. But well, I hope it doesn't come to that. Creating a new magic only needed 3 ingredients, and he had already got them all. The element, the description, and express. Alright. It seems I have no other choice, so let's just tackle this mission like a man. Finding the weasels or any magical creatures would be hard work itself. They often hid themselves, opting for a surprise attack instead of a normal one. That meant, magical creatures liked to hide until their prey appeared in front of them and ran if there was a predator. It's just like hunting. That meant he also had to be silent and got used to this forest first. When he was first attacked by the weasel, he was already in this forest for more than an hour, foraging the grass to find paralysis grass. But I have no time right now. My viewers need some stimulation or they will leave. The best way to keep them interested would be by battling Griffin. That, or found the magical creatures, nest and attacked it. Without even considering the former, he decided to use the second method. Enjoy new tales from Empire. Alright, let's return to where I found the weasel yesterday and try to follow its escaping track. I hope I can find it again. Will this work? Acting like a beta and idiotic person to lure the weasel to attack you. This kind of plan isn't breeze-like at all. I don't think the side weasels are that stupid. They surely know that it's a trap, right? My brother, weasels are animals. They know nothing about the word trap. No, I can't believe this stupid strategy will work. Everyone called the strategy stupid. That was until Max heard movement going toward him. It's here. Earth weapon, sword, he exclaimed as he formed an earth sword in his right hand and took his wand on his left. The sound of leaves moving could be heard right from his right. Based on the sound and the soft footsteps, there was only one of the weasels. This will be easy. What made the fight difficult before was that he didn't know the enemy attack pattern. But now he knew, he was confident to kill them easily. The sound was getting closer. The air became drier and the atmosphere rose. Orange color filled the area in front of him. At that moment, he had a bad feeling. Wait, Max muttered and took a step back, raising his sword instinctively. The magical creature he was waiting for leapt from the bush. The dried leaves were immediately caught on fire as the creature passed. By now, Max was able to see what it was. It was still a weasel. But, it was different from the previous one. Instead of having peach-colored skin and green scythe as its tail, its color was bright red and the tail was made of fire. It bared its fang toward him as it was ready to bite its prey to death. Facing the unexpected enemy, Max immediately jumped away. He dodged the initial attack and took on a fighting position. That's not the weasel from before. How can its tail be made of fire? He asked the chat. His eyes were planted on the weasel that hissed on the ground. Because it's a fire weasel, duh. How could you not understand such a thing? Fire weasel is another family of side weasels. You got lucky, Breeze. Sighting a fire weasel in this area is rare. And you can defeat it easily with water magic. Huh. Fire weasel. Max narrowed his eyes questionably. Don't tell me that there is a water weasel or rock weasel too. There is. You guessed correctly. Magical creatures are magical by nature. Of course they follow the 4 basic elements too. Damn it. That yapper is useless. Why did he keep this information hidden from me? He growled and lowered his sword. And water magic. Dude, I have no water magic. Does this mean that I am fucked? I don't think my wind slash will do anything to this guy. And his earth sword was too fragile. He would get burned if he got close. Even from 5 meters away, he could feel the heat. Thankfully the fire didn't spread. It disappeared as soon as it appeared. I guess that's because it's caused by a magical creature. Now, that wasn't the main problem. The main question was, how do I defeat this little shit? If there was one way, that was to learn water magic. Damn, I want to save my express until it's 10,000, but I guess I have no choice. Let's cree. Whoa. Before he could even finish his thought, the fire weasel shot a fireball toward him. He dodged readily and looked at the aftermath behind. The fireball hit the tree and burned it. The fire only stayed for 5 seconds before it disappeared, but the trunk had turned black from the attack alone. Holy. If I get hit by that, I will be grilled. Taking that fireball without a protection was suicide. Max turned to the fire weasel again and lowered his stance. I guess this is the only way. Kicking the ground, he sprinted with a low posture to decrease the area where the weasel could hit him. Just as he thought, as he sprinted forward, the weasel spewed another fireball at him. He easily sidestepped and dodged it, increasing his speed while he was at it. When he was close, he swung his sword. It created a beautiful arch and went directly toward the weasel's throat. But as a magical creature, it wouldn't allow itself to get cut easily. It jumped and spewed another fireball. Wind blade. Facing the fireball was a blade of wind. They clashed mid-air, and the wind scattered the flame around. Max's figure passed through right from the middle. He was already in a thrust motion, his blade went straight for the weasel's mouth and skewered it. Coo. Ah. They look so cute. Look at their eyes. And their voices. I want to hug them. This is bad. Their destruction level is above the rest. I usually don't find animals cute. But small animals are exception. Wait, Breeze. Why are you looking at them like that? Don't tell me that you would kill them. Wind blade. Max waved his wand without hesitation. The blade of wind beheaded the 2 cubs in their nest, killing them instantly. Looking at the camera, Max tilted his head slightly. Did you guys say something? Heartless. Demon. He's a demon. How can he kill something that cute? Have mercy on them. The incarnation of demon, Breeze. How harsh. I have an angel heart, you know. Look at my smile. He flashed the friendliest smile he could muster. But that didn't work. The chat still blamed him for killing the fire weasel cubs. Arg. Stop that. This world has a law of the jungle. It's eat or be eaten. The stronger will survive here. Then fought the griffin. Let us know who the stronger one is. Cough. I mean, if I fight the griffin, then I will definitely turn into a paste. That creature is on a different level. He kept arguing that he was right with the chat as he collected the cubs' tails and departed from his place to find other magical creatures. Finding them was relatively easy. Most of them were from the weasel elemental family. And this area somehow was filled with fire weasels. He only encountered side weasel once and killed it after a rather close fight. Most weasels had cubs in their hidden nest, making the job easier for him, although the chat kept calling him a demon for doing that. After a while, he managed to kill and gather 10 tails needed as proof for Teacher Millie without needing to create a new magic. Quest updated. Main quest. Return to the classroom and submit the proof you brought to Teacher Millie. The quest was finished and all Max had to do was return to the classroom. It was nothing but a simple task that everyone could finish easily. However, Max felt rather unpleasant when walking back. He wasn't lost, no. Finding a way back was pretty easy with the main building visible through the leaves. Its sheer size that pierced the sky, higher than anything around, became a landmark for students to return. Once again, returning was pretty easy. But Max had walked for 5 minutes now and the landmark seemed to stay still. Weird, he muttered as he stopped on his track, is it a bug? I don't seem to be getting closer to the main building at all. Rather, it looks like I am getting away from it. The initially rather close main building now looked small from his point of view. He had an urge to climb a tall tree and looked around to see what happened, but that would only invite the king of the forest to his location, so he decided to go against it. It's indeed weird. Maybe it's a forced event that's a part of the quest. What do you think? I never played this game myself. It might also be the effect of a magical forest. I never played this game myself. Just an idea, why don't you try moving back from where you came from? Never played this game myself. Dude, the newbies are giving advice while the seniors are laughing lol. I played this game before. Right, going back is what I plan to do. And I don't mind if you seniors in this game don't give me advice. I better be without a spoiler and play however I want. Max turned around and began to walk. I hope this works. Let's just walk 100 meters for now. After walking 100 meters, he looked up and turned around. There, in its previous location, the main building could be seen even smaller than before. Seeing that, Max's jaw dropped. He didn't know what was wrong with this. Bullshit. He shouted loudly, what the heck? Am I trapped in an illusion? Hey, come out you freaking magical illusion creature. I will beat your ass if you don't. This is bullshit. I walked forward and the building was small. Walk back and it becomes smaller. How the fuck? Enjoy new adventures from Empire. This was the first puzzle he faced in this game. And because it arrived at an unexpected moment, when he just finished a quest, frustration was gnawing on him. He just wanted to finish this quest and get more express to create the incredible magic he had in mind. He was sure this magic could surprise even his viewers if it was successfully created. Anyway, to put it simply, this game was boring. The system and everything was good, but he didn't have as much fun as when he played Knight's Journey or V-Shelter Survival. I made a mistake. He went to the right path and continued walking. I should have just started the multiplayer mode from the start. That way, I can have fun playing with my viewers. But now, I have already lost interest in this game. The story's progression is too slow. For God's sake, make it a bit faster. Sighing, he pushed himself to walk until he arrived at what seemed like a small lake. The guiding light stopped there and an arrow made of purple smoke pointed at the lake, floating above it. Max looked around in confusion. What did he need to do with this? Why weren't there any explanations on what to do? At least a pedestal with a puzzle or poem that gave him a hint. Shit, I cursed a lot today. He growled as he tried to enter the lake. But when he got closer, he was blocked by an invisible barrier, preventing him from going further. Alright, this is officially the shittiest game that I have ever played. No explanation, no clue, simple quest, slow plot, no exciting magic fight between magicians. I am fucking done. With the last outburst, he logged out of the game without ending his livestream. Lol, he rage quit. Understandable, I would rage quit too. This game is too advanced for Breeze tisk tisk tisk. KEKW, I knew this would be the case. Who recommended this game to him? Let me commend him. It was me, sir. My name is Pen Lizard. Sir, Pen Lizard, you have successfully made Breeze rage quit for the first time. I award you the honor. 07 Good job Sir Pen Lizard for recommending this game. The chat enjoyed it a lot. Welcome to Fanfic Audiobook, your go-to place for immersive audiobooks. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories. And please support the author by link in description. Sitting on his chair in his private lobby, Max browsed through the review of Spellbound Academy. He hadn't read it before, but now that he did, he found many similar complaints about the game. 5/10 This game lacks clues and hints. It just drops us a quest with a simple explanation and expects the players to find out how to finish it themselves. Right, this game is just too abstract. 6/10 At first I wondered why this game got a 6.8 rating despite its amazing magic system. But after playing it, I understand. This game lacks a goal. Where is the noseless villain? What is the player's goal? To be the greatest magician? No, he just does random quests. Indeed, in Mercenary Quest, the player's goal is to hunt monsters and protect the utopia. Even the officer from that mecha game has a goal to return to his home planet. And Knight's Journey has a goal to retire. This Spellbound Academy's goal is just to follow the quest. 4/10 Multiplayer and magic system is good. Story mode. Don't play that. Yeah, don't play it. Max joined the review and hated the game. He even put the Spellbound Academy in the category of game one wouldn't play again. Including that, his folder had 3 categories, good game and new game. He replied to those reviews with a large smile on his face. The viewers who saw him like this laughed a lot. I guess he's also a human. Lol, the crazy guy has put many replies but doesn't put down a review. I wonder why he did that. No way he would do something like this. My image of Breeze. Stop it. Kekeki, I will join him. I hate this game too, so this is perfect. Fortunately, Spellbound Academy wasn't a game distributed by Biozone Entertainment. It was an indie game, which explained the short quest explanation and the strange puzzle. Not saying all indie games were bad. Many were good. But for this one, unfortunately, it was a miss. And I spent more than 2 hours doing side quests. What a fool. Maybe he would return in the future to create magic and play multiplayer. But that future certainly wasn't later or tomorrow. After putting replies to many 4 or 5 stars reviews, Max began to type his own review. 4/10 make the quest description and hint better. Learn from other game, you lazy developer. Be a crazy one, not a lazy one. I hope you add more hints to the puzzle. It's freaking stupid. Phew, that was satisfying. I hope the developer hears my complaint and adds some hints to the puzzle and explains why the forest was like that. Just as simple, you're under illusion. Find and destroy 5 illusion stones to escape from the forest. Is enough. Ha ha ha, so he did put a review. Be a crazy one, not a lazy one. This is some deep sentence for real. Only Breeze can think of that sentence. This noble me is impressed. I have played this game before, so let me put down a review too. Walking out of a luxurious restaurant was a pair of young men and a beautiful girl. They could be seen side by side, the distance between them was close. Other people might have thought they were a couple, but they were just siblings that just finished their rare dinner together. I am glad you accompany me to dinner, Lily. It's been a long time since we spent time together like this. It's been a long time, indeed. Right, we're so busy with our own agenda that we don't have time to do something like this anymore. Peter smiled softly. They walked toward the parking lot, talking about some stuff. Once they entered the empty parking lot, Peter's expression suddenly turned serious. So, what does my little sister want to ask her brother about? Just tell me, I will grant everything you wish for. Am I that easy to read? Lily touched her cheek, troubled by her control over her expression. You're not. But I know everything about my little sister. He answered as his lips curled up once again. It's normal for a big brother to understand his little sister the best. Somehow, that's creepy. She spat out with a disgusted expression, but that didn't work at Peter, whose eyes were tinted with an excessive love. Lily was also used to this kind of stuff her brother did, so she just sighed and continued. Putting that aside, I have something to consult you about. Oh, consult. Not asking for my help. Peter asked in an intrigued tone. Usually, Lily just asked him to do something. Never in her life did she consult something with him. She nodded, confirming his question. Can't I? She asked, tilting her head and looking at him with upturned eyes. Cough, I never said you can't. Peter was greatly affected. His heart was beating fast due to happiness. But if you need help, don't hesitate to ask me. I know. Lily giggled. She knew that her brother would say that. Putting on a serious expression, she went and asked him directly. So about the things I want to consult about. It's about holding an event. What do I need and how do I make it successful? An event. Peter raised his eyebrows curiously. He had an idea in mind about what his sister talked about. You don't mean a concert? That's what I meant, she confirmed with a nod. I want to hold my own concert. How do I do that? Peter went silent. He was everything from a businessman and a streamer. He had handled various events, but a concert wasn't something that was in that list. So, he didn't know what to answer. Not even he was perfect. He had a flaw in something he didn't know about. Though, that only lasted for a few seconds. Looking at his sister's eyes that were full of expectation, he exclaimed. That's easy. Just leave it to your brother. I will send the necessary things in a document later. The pride of being a big brother wouldn't fall from a mere ignorance. If he didn't know about it, he could spend tonight to research how to create a successful concert. All for his beloved little sister. The night passed quickly. Lily only returned to the apartment at midnight, accompanied by her brother. When Max greeted them at the lobby, Somehow she looked pretty happy while Peter looked troubled. The Spencer heir was looking at him with a predatory eye, as if he was a prey that the other party would catch soon. What's wrong with him? Asking Lily was also useless. She only put her index finger on her lips and said, "It's a secret." That only made Max curious. But he was also too tired to pursue it by asking, so he decided to leave it and rest for the day. By the way, Lily also changed to her onesie once they entered their room and slept instantly, showing how tired she was. The next day, Max planned to talk with someone regarding his event. Lily was also busy recording her remaining song, so she went to Zaza P studio alone. Usually, Max would reach out to Flexi if he planned to hold an event because the Orange streamer was experienced at creating that. But he didn't do so this time. Instead, he planned to make this event a large one and involved Biozone Entertainment to get more funding. I hope they will agree to my proposal, he thought as he looked at the moving scenery of New Eden City from a hover car. Still, I am nervous as this is my first time giving a proposal like this. Because it's related to marketing, I should meet with Mr. Taka, right? Clueless about it, Max just decided to do what he could and reach out to the person he knew the best within the Biozone Entertainment. I am just thankful Mr. Taka is in a high position and is actually the head who planned for my promotion. When I brought up this event, he looked so excited. I have high expectations for this meeting. Before long, he reached the Biozone headquarter building. It had been a long time since he visited. And just like usual, almost no employees worked IRL. They chose to work in the virtual world because that was easier and there was no need to pay for transport. Mr. Taka and Michael were oddballs among oddballs. They actually preferred to work IRL instead of VR because that way they could meet with clients physically to show their sincerity. If there was something a VR couldn't replace, it was the feeling of closeness between individuals when meeting directly. It's not a problem, Mr. Taka. You have congratulated me over the message already, and that's enough. But I haven't been engaged to Lily yet, you know. We were just having a normal boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. That won't be long, I guess. A little bird told me you have been given an okay by both the Spencer family's head and his heir, Stone Sword. Soon, I believe the engagement party will follow suit, ha ha ha. I hope that's the case. Their conversation served as a good icebreaker. No tense atmosphere was formed. And Mr. Taka skillfully led the conversation into the proposal. So, you're planning something big. That's why you wanted to find the sponsors and even signed with 3 companies. Not to mention, 2 of them are owned by the Spencer family. Ha ha ha, Michael had sent the details to me. That's pretty surprising. Yes, I have been planning to hold a streamer event. I already have the draft plan prepared, including the budget planning. May I forward it to your message? Sure, let me read it. Mr. Taka answered, send it to Michael too. He is your manager, so he needs to know about it. Besides, 3 heads are better than 1 when planning, no. Max glanced at Michael who stood near the door. I will keep it a secret. That's not what I am worried about, Max said with a wry smile. Well, if you don't mind giving me an idea, I will send it to you too. Done. Ding. Ding. 2 notifications rang at the same time. Mr. Taka and Michael looked at their message application and read the content sent by Max with a serious expression. No one said anything for a few minutes. After the silence, Mr. Taka heaved a sigh and pushed his glasses upward. He glanced at Max and asked, Breeze, you're crazy. Excuse me, Max screamed in his mind. Did I make a mistake in the proposal? Or is it indeed not realistic enough to create something like Breeze's castle in real life? Maybe his budget planning was wrong. He was a novice at such a thing. Mr. Taka, you're crazy, but this is a good idea. Mr. Taka interrupted him with an excited voice. Not many streamers care about IRL events now because the VR world is advanced. However, we Biozone Entertainment believe an IRL event will give much more impact. Why? Do you know about it? Max was put in a bind when Mr. Taka suddenly asked him. Why? There was only one reason that flashed in his mind. The reason why he wanted to make it an IRL event instead of a VR one. Because it's exciting. We can feel an adrenaline rush with our real body and that's fun. That's it, but there is more. Mr. Taka smiled. Meeting your idol in the real world and the VR world feels different. There is this feeling of closeness if you meet them directly. That's why some people still prefer IRL to VR where everything can be realized cheaply. Max nodded. He understood what Mr. Taka talked about. November LBJNN. It was just like him. Doing parkour in the VR world was fun. He could also feel the wind, the pain searing his muscle, and even the impact when he landed. However, the feeling still couldn't beat doing it in real life. There was something special about it. Continue your adventure with Empire. Mr. Taka glanced at the hologram screen and hummed, stroking his chin. The problem here is the budget. I don't think what you've written here will be enough. So the money I prepared isn't enough. Yes. The marketing manager nodded solemnly. In my opinion, you will need around $3 million to create this kind of event. Even so, it will need some adjustment. Unless you have a good contractor, this will be hard to construct. In the VR world, you will only need 300 to 400K to construct this. Well, that was it. Max shrugged his shoulders, heaving a tired sigh. At least he tried to propose it. It's too hard to realize it in the real world. He thought it would be possible, but he had underestimated the material's value in this world. The worker, the land, and the materials needed to construct the stage alone would cost him fortune. It just showed how Peter could climb to be recognized by many people, as both businessman and a streamer. It is, indeed. I sent a proposal to create a streamer event, but unfortunately it won't see light anytime soon unless I make some compromise. Money, huh? Peter commented, holding his chin. Well, that means you won't be able to create that event soon. Help me with this matter first, then I might be able to help you a little. That's a sweet proposal. His eyes widened in surprise. Is this matter really that important and urgent? To think you, out of all people, become like this. It is important. Lily wants to hold a solo concert. Peter interrupted before Max could say anything more. And with that simple explanation, Max immediately understood how important it was. The first solo concert. This would be something that could determine Lily's popularity and career. I see. I will postpone my plan for now and focus on helping with that then. When will the concert be held? I want it to be held on the 9th of July. Are you crazy? Max raised his voice. That's less than 3 weeks. That means our preparation needs to finish in 2 weeks. No, in 10 days. There is no way we can prepare it. I will not make a compromise with this. Peter said with a serious expression. No matter how much I need to spend, we will hold the concert on the 9th of July. Lily is ready with her songs too at that time. Scratching his head, Max now wanted to punch this unreasonable man. The urge was hard to hold on, but he kept a calm head. There must be a reason why Peter wanted to hold it on the 9th of July. May I ask why you want to hold the concert at that day? It's my birthday. The Spencer family's heir answered instantly and unhesitantly. Ah, yeah, of course, there is no other reason than that. Max was convinced. This man was crazier than him. Fine, I will help. But I need to involve someone. Can you pay her? If it is for the concert, yes. Do bring a lot of people you know who can help prepare it. Don't bring Flexi, though. He will make it all orange. I know, I won't contact him. Good. Peter nodded and smiled. I will count on you, Breeze. I will also prepare stuff on my end. See you soon. Video call ended. This is one massive headache. I see. So that's the case. Yes. I apologize for taking your time. It seems that my event will certainly be postponed. At least it will only be realized after Streamer Wars, if the situation even allows it. Max lowered his gaze, feeling apologetic. He was the one who brought up the idea to Mr. Taka, who was busy only to cancel it a few minutes after that. Damn, I feel really bad for taking his time now. If not for Stone Sword being so childish and scheduling the concert so short, he would be able to prepare for both the concert and his own event. And there was no way he refused a request from his biggest sponsor, Lily's brother. Though, even without that, he would still help the concert's preparation for his girlfriend. No, it's not a problem at all. Rather, this is a chance. Mr. Taka pushed up his glasses and smirked. A chance. Max was surprised by Mr. Taka's response. He certainly did think about giving his proposal to Stone Sword and asking him to help his event as repayment, but he never saw this as a chance. Rather, what chance is Mr. Taka talking about? Lily's concert will be held in VR world to accommodate many audiences. What kind of chance that I can? Wait, do you want me to get more money or reuse the concert prop for my event? No, that's not what I mean. Mr. Taka shook his head. This is a chance to put up your promotion. We will push your promotion faster than scheduled so many people will recognize you when they watch White Lily's concert. You will sing at least a song, right? So that's what he meant. A misunderstanding. Max thought Mr. Taka still talked about his event, but he actually talked about his promotion ads instead. He felt embarrassed jumping into a conclusion like that. I guess that means he doesn't necessarily care about my event right now. We do lack a lot of funds, and from the looks of it, the promotion is more important than it. Exhaustion. Find more chapters on Empire. Right, I've been super busy lately. I also didn't drink nutritional supplements, which was a mistake. Thanks. No need to call someone, though. But I would appreciate it if you could buy me a B-grade nutritional supplement. Please don't worry about that, it's already in the drawer beside your bed, a part of the hotel's amenities. Also, we will send a proper doctor. Your body is your asset. If you are sick, you won't be able to livestream or help prepare for the concert. As I said, no need. I am just exhausted. Besides, a proper doctor would be expensive. No. I have to save money. Mr. Taka had already taken care of the bills. All you have to do is for the doctor to check on you. Grr. Max grunted, feeling a bit scared but excited to meet a doctor again. Scared because he was reminded of his worst 3 years in his past life. Excited because he hoped to meet a doctor that would care for him like the one from his past. Though the latter wasn't actually that exciting at all. Fine, just a check, alright. Of course. Michael nodded, have a good rest. Max nodded and entered his room, locking the door behind. He went and jumped on the bed, letting out a long sigh. I messed up a big time. He murmured, his face was planted on the soft pillow. Should I use the less than miracle ticket greater than to make my vacation happen? Nah, that's wasteful. I should just schedule another vacation after the concert with Lily. Ah, how could I forget about such things? He raised his body groggily, opening the drawer beside his bed. There, B-grade nutritional supplement was prepared. He immediately drank it without hesitation and slept. I will think about that later. Door locked. No doctor will be able to enter now. He smirked. Max had a dream. It was just the usual dream, but somehow it was pretty vivid. Driven by his jumbled thoughts of an exhausted brain, there was nothing concrete about it. Each scene changed pretty quickly. It showed everything he had done in this world, starting from his first livestream to when he rage quit the Spellbound Academy. A relapse of his short life. Overall, it was a pretty fulfilling and a good life. However, he also realized that there wasn't a day where he rested. Even when he didn't stream, there was something that kept him busy. He also didn't slack on his exercise, which made his life busier. Ah, I've worked so hard, haven't I? He thought as his eyes fluttered open. He was still inside the hotel room, but the smell was slightly different. There was a lingering smell of medicine in the air. Resting alone usually wouldn't help him recover fast. Not as fast as this, he knew about it. Looking at his smartwatch, Max mused, 3 hours. Then, he looked around and saw a tablet of medicine resting on the desk with a hologram screen floating on top of it. Drink this supplement once a day, Dr. Mike. Ha ha ha. A low laugh escaped his lips. As expected, a doctor came and looked at his condition while he was sleeping. It must be Michael's idea to do it, seeing how reluctant he was about seeing a doctor. For how the doctor was able to enter. This is Biozone Hotel. With Michael's position as my manager, which is recorded in the database, he probably asked for a master key from the receptionist. He was the one who registered me in the hotel too. So they might have thought he was about to visit me. Max realized that he was trapped from the start. And he wanted to complain about how lacking the privacy protection this hotel had. What if Michael had a bad plan? Then Max wouldn't wake up feeling great. Instead, he would never open his eyes again. Damn it. I will register the hotel myself next time. I don't care whether I am sick or not, I won't leave the hotel registration to other people ever again. Thinking so, he left the bed and checked his condition. He was in a good, but not perfect condition yet. I guess I will rest for now. Going home will be a good option too, he said, walking toward the desk to get his supplement. I suddenly want to eat Chef Rush's noodles. Let's stop by before returning to my apartment. I can also buy one for Lily. Arriving at Lime City, Max visited Chef Rush's restaurant immediately. He was greeted by the waitress who recognized him from when he helped Chef Rush back then. She even called the chef, saying that he had visited. The man himself came out from the kitchen and nodded at Max. The usual. Resting. She looked confused, tilting her head. How can you rest with your legs on the wall while your head is on the couch? The blood will rush to your head and it's dangerous. Well, he wanted to make an excuse but was unable to. Just because. No, you can't do that. Lily reprimanded and approached, sitting right beside him. She patted her thighs and continued, you should be comfortable to rest. I already heard from your manager, Michael. You're sick. No. Let me take care of you tonight. No, you don't need. Come here. Lily grabbed Max's head and forcefully pulled it to her thighs. Her hands held his head gently, stroking his hair. You've worked hard, Max. You deserve some rest. It's my turn to work hard. I know my brother asked you to help me prepare for the concert. No. I hope he keeps it a secret, though. I actually wanted to surprise you, but I guess even that's impossible. Do you want me to sing badly in our duet, Lily? Foo, that's not what I meant. I actually plan to go to karaoke with you every day until the concert, so you're ready. You do know that's called Spartan style training, right? Spartan style. Lily tilted her head in confusion. I don't know what that is, but maybe yes. I mean, I really want to surprise you and have fun together. I also don't want to worry you too much with it. But my brother ruined everything. Experience new tales on Empire. Nah, that's not the case. Max said. I am glad he told me. If not, then our events will collide with each other. I actually also plan to hold something, although I still lack the fun to do so. I decided to postpone it and then I heard about your concert. I am thinking that maybe I should help you first. Are you sure? Yes. He nodded. By the way, I bought you Rush noodle. It's in the fridge, you can heat it up before eating it. Rush noodle. Thank you. I like that noodle. I know. I like it too. They talked about many things, even something random that they could think of. At this moment, Max knew that this was resting. There was no other explanation. Damn, I am getting sleepy. Even when it wasn't his usual time to sleep, his eyelids were pretty heavy. Lily's hand kept stroking his hair lovingly. You can sleep, Max. Her soothing voice further made him sleepy. Yeah, and then he drifted to sleep. Waking up, Max felt pretty great. He was sleeping on the couch with a blanket covering his body. Lily was in the kitchen. A sweet smell filled the air and he looked up. Morning, Lily. Did you cook something? Morning, Max. Lily stopped what she did and turned to him. I am cooking a light porridge and egg. Don't worry, I have learned how to cook them. It's almost done, so just wait there. Do you need help? Max asked, standing up. He folded the blanket and went to the kitchen out of worry. No need to. And I guarantee the taste will be good, she said, pumping her hands. The sick person needs to rest and wait. All right then, I will wait. Max returned to the living room and waited patiently. He used the time to buy new games, ones which didn't use brain when playing. Those games had no story mode. Instead, he could play with his viewers in the room he created from the start like an arcade game. This kind of game was famous among streamers. Low effort, cheap, and everything had already been unlocked at the start. A racing game is good. This assassin run is perfect. I will play this healing game for today and not think about complicated quests or stories. The new quest from the system will appear tomorrow. Somehow, I am a bit anxious about it. The quest became harder and harder. Lily prepared the dish onto a bowl and plate before putting all of them on a tray and brought them to the table. The dish, from the visual aspect, looked appealing. The smell was also great. Max looked forward to eating them and gulped. Enjoy. Lily smiled as she put the bowl and the plate in front of him. There was also a set for her, and she ate them quietly, glancing at Max to see his reaction. With a lot of expectation, he scooped the porridge first and tasted it. A rich flavor spread into his mouth. His eyes widened in pleasant surprise. This is really good. Hearing that, Lily beamed with a large smile. She looked pretty happy. The breakfast ended pretty satisfyingly. Lily went to Zaza P's studio again to record and prepare for the concert. Next week, Max would join in practice for their duet. But that was still next week. Alright. Max entered the VR capsule and logged into his lobby. Yesterday was a full rest day without him logging in. The sensation was pretty calming and made him feel at home. The parkour obstacle in the large tree looked pretty. The wreckage was where he enjoyed himself. My mouth is ready to speak. Come, my hands are itching. I have 300 WPM, don't try to fight against me. 2, 1, now. As he shouted, he revealed the lobby's code. Exactly as he did that, black shadows began to appear one by one in the lobby. Some on the first floor, some on the second floor. Those shadows were players. Soon, the shadow disappeared and revealed their figures which dressed similarly to Max. Not even 3 seconds passed and the lobby was full. No. This can't be. My mouth is lost. The power of those 20 is terrifying. We lost, but there will be the next chance. Indeed, not all chances had been wasted yet. Max looked at the players who just arrived and nodded. I welcome you to my humble abode. He spread his arms like an arrogant master as he eyed them. Let's run together, my comrades. May the best assassin win. It's Breeze. He's acting strange but I am playing with Breeze. Yahoo! Mom, I am on TV. I mean, I am on Breeze's livestream. HMPH. It's time to show who the best runner is. Everyone's reactions were different, but all of them were pretty excited to play. Read exclusive adventures at Empire. Alright then, let the best assassin win. Pressing the start, a dice appeared in the middle of the house and dropped to the ground. It bounced a few times before stopping, showing a map on its surface. The map looked like a ruin, and the time was golden hour. Map chosen. Temple Ruins, Sunset. After the game's announcement, everybody was enveloped by shadow and teleported to the map. Assassin Run was a pretty simple game. In a single lobby, 20 players competed to reach the end of the map and grab a secret scroll, supposedly choosing an assassin's school successor. A map would be chosen from the day's pool. Each day, 6 unique maps would be put on the dice for randomization. The game's mechanics were also simple. Players could find various items on the map that could help them to move faster or take a shortcut. Some items could also be used to hinder the players behind them or catch the players in front of them. This meant that even if you were in last place, there was a chance to catch up to the player in the first place. It wasn't just a skill-based game, but a luck-based one. Not even Max was confident to win all the games. Oh. Teleported into the ruined temple, Max looked around curiously. There was a shining blue barrier that separated the waiting area from the actual map. A timer of when the barrier would be lifted ticked down from 30. While waiting, someone actually approached him with an expression full of expectation. His face was hidden, but his intention was conveyed through his eyes. Breeze, I am a fan. Can I get your autograph? He was a fan. And when he approached him, many eyes looked at the man in envy. The lucky viewers who joined the room probably thought that they should have done a similar thing first. Oh, an autograph. Max mused. Because he had too few interactions with his fans, he seldom gave anyone an autograph. Maybe I can use this, he thought. A grin appeared on his face. So you want an autograph? Experience new stories on Empire. Yes, the fan answered with a nod. Can I? A VR1 is enough too. I can. Really? But there is a condition applied. Max continued, interrupting the happy fan and making him look doubtful. Please don't look at me like that. This condition isn't impossible to achieve. All you have to do is to reach the fastest 3 in the game, excluding me. If the fastest 3 want to, I will give them my autograph. Ah, the top 3 fastest in a single game, not the entire game. I am not that stingy. Woah, that's dirty. How can you do that? I don't want to be branded as gay. Damn it. Why would the map be a ruined temple? If it's mountain slope, I won't have to suffer from the shortcut. Max shouted shamelessly without a shred of embarrassment, making all the participating players turn to the shortcut. The first place player, however, continued to the normal path without even looking at the shortcut. Hey, that threat won't work for me. I am gay. After announcing that, he disappeared into the fork. Max and the other stared at him in surprise. Hey, it's not the time to stand around. Let's climb this wall. Someone's shout actually brought everyone back to the course. Max immediately took a run and jumped, kicking the wall to change his direction toward a half-destroyed pillar and kicking it once again to return to the wall. His hands were outstretched in a grabbing motion. With a fluid movement, he managed to grab the rim and pull himself up. Everyone's stare was now at him. He glanced down with a golden number above his head before running away. That bastard. Return here, you bastard. Fuck this. I will become gay for a match to punch Breeze in the face. Count me in. I can always be straight again after the match is over. Find the chain. Let's take a turn to punch him. No one stayed near the shortcut any longer. They had decided to throw away their dignity just to get back at Max. They are extreme. If I were in that place, I would make the same decision. Breeze's face is just that annoying in my opinion. FYI, that's his smirking face. It's so apparent even when he's wearing a mask. Using his authority to force his fans. Isn't he an overlord? Anyway, this is amusing lol. I love you guys a lot. I found someone who doesn't use the shortcut in the chat. The match continued, and Max managed to steal 2 seconds away from the first place who sacrificed his dignity. Curse you. Curse you. Curse you. The new second place screamed crazily. I will get that autograph on my butt or it won't be worth it. No, I won't sign your butt. Mods, make sure to mute him once the game is finished. I am sorry. Please sign it on my thighs. At least thighs. 30 days. Max continued as he kept running. And you won't get an autograph. No. Got it, mod. Breeze is merciless against a pervert. This is getting exciting. I am looking forward to the mute. Who will win? Max looked at the path in front of him and spotted something. It looked like a squishy ball. An interesting item to get. I wonder if it's a trap item. But it looks interesting, so I will get it. In Assassin Run, not all the items were helpful to the players. Some items were automatically activated to trap the player, slowing them or stopping them completely. No one knew what the item was before they destroyed the squishy ball. It was a gamble. Got it. Max grabbed the squishy ball and squashed it. From within, something burst and enveloped him. It was sticky and disgusting. The goo covered his lower half and the floor, causing him to slow down considerably. The golden number above his head turned silver as the second place passed him. He, did you not know that most items of first place would get as a trap item? Too bad. Just please give me an autograph for my advice. Don't take an item when you're in the first place. So that was the reason why the guy didn't take any item even when he first started with a gale. That was good advice, but it sounded rather irritating. 45 days, mods. Go. The cloud expanded immediately and covered his body. It levitated him from the ground before taking off at full speed. It followed the course set by the map, but the speed alone, which was faster than a car, allowed him to catch up to the group ahead. He could see the disbelief of their luck when he showed up again in position 2. Surprise, surprise. It seems I am able to see you guys get punished again this year. Jumping down the cloud, Max continued his stride with a silver number on his head. The first place now couldn't be seen anymore. He was just too far away. He was probably lucky and got a good item. Anyway, the game continued. Max ended up in second place and the player in first place looked so smug as he handed an autograph board. A promise was a promise. Max signed him an autograph and freaking noob muted the guy for 45 days for bad conduct. Go reflect on yourself, he said his last word to the viewer before he disappeared. Continuing, the third and fourth places also asked for an autograph. Max gave them and took a screenshot together before he dismissed the room and created a new one for the next batch. Lovely Otter unexpectedly stole a spot for the second game and joined. The map was a receding sea. It was a difficult map where the sea could appear or disappear at will. Due to the difficulty of the map, Max was unable to get into the top 5. Those experienced players who had played this game before took the win. Otter ended up in 5th place and she looked so pissed for not getting the autograph. She also didn't want to be pitied and refused his autograph. Without any other choice, Max could only console her by saying that she should try harder next time before dismissing the room. Everyone was satisfied. With a total of 30 autographs given in 15 games, 5 where he didn't give any prize and just commented on the race, the livestream could be said to be a successful one. Alright, guys. See you tomorrow. Yeah, that was fun. I was having fun. Thank you Breeze. Kekeki, I will make this my family's heirloom. See you tomorrow. Livestream ended. Finishing the streaming in the afternoon, Max had nothing to do now. At this point, his streaming schedule was a mess. Sometimes, he would pop up in the morning and sometimes at night. But, somehow, the viewers in the morning were more than that at night. The competition. Not many streamers do a morning stream and most are streaming at night after work or something. I guess I will stream in the morning for now and at night again if I have the time to. Now, though, he didn't know what to do. After taking a shower and a quick lunch he ordered online, Max sat on the couch. Without any business to take care of, he decided to help Lily prepare the concert. There were a few people he had to contact and connect with Stone Sword. A concert. If there is someone who knows a lot about music and stuff, it must be them, right? VTubers. And there was a VTuber who owed him a debt after agreeing to appear in one of her programs. He smiled and contacted that certain person. Breeze, Princess, do you have time? I need a little bit of help and hope that we can talk in a video call. All he had to do was wait. He knew that Princess Peach would need time if she really agreed for a video call. Rather, he guessed she would invite him to a VR world instead of doing a video call to have a chat, seeing that, as a VTuber, she probably wanted to hide her identity. Ding. The reply came faster than he thought. Princess Peach, HMPH. I will make time for you. Let's meet in my lobby tonight. Be grateful. Breeze. Alright, see you later. As expected, she didn't refuse and wanted to meet in the VR world. The time was tonight, so he had nothing to do again. Let's just go to Zaza P's studio and practice with Lily. At least that would be useful for the concert. Besides, he also wanted to hear her singing. With that, he changed clothes and went to Zaza P's studio. He took a taxi and arrived shortly. Because he was here before with Lily, the system on the door recognized his face and allowed him to enter. No one except those registered could enter as this studio was still rented by Lily until her album was finished. Inside the studio was empty. They must be in the recording room. He thought as he walked toward it. He carefully entered the room without making any noise. Zaza P noticed him and winked, pointing at the booth where Lily was preparing to sing. Sit down. You came at the right time. Yes, wait, don't tease me again. Lily blushed again after she answered. She hid her face with her hands. But if you want me to, then. Yes, I will do that. This time, Max was the one caught off guard. He only smiled at her and patted her head. Don't force yourself if you're uncomfortable. Doing something like last night is enough for me. Rather, just your presence is enough to calm me down. I won't force myself. The atmosphere between them was so sweet that the air seemed to turn pink. At that moment, Lily, should I leave the room for a while? Zaza P's voice broke down that atmosphere. He looked apologetic and continued, sorry, darling, but we have many things to be done today or you won't be on time. Lily gasped and nodded. You're right. Good luck, Lily. Max said and turned to Zaza P. Can she finish before night? I need to take her somewhere to talk with someone who can help us prepare for her concert. Sure, Max boy. That depends on Lily though. I can, Lily said confidently. Let's continue. She immediately prepared herself and entered the booth once again after telling Max to wait for her. After that, the recording continued until sunset. She managed to record all the parts she needed to record that day. Then, they headed back to the apartment and Max explained who they would meet. Lily looked excited to meet Princess Peach, as they had become friends after that cooking program. When the clock showed 6 p.m., Princess Peach messaged him. Princess Peach, enter this lobby. If you don't come in 10 minutes, I will just ignore you. As arrogant as usual. No, she has become more arrogant. Her roleplay skill has increased, Thinking that, he logged into the VR with Lily. Welcome to my castle, I guess. As soon as Max and Lily entered the lobby, Princess Peach greeted them haughtily. The princess was dressed in a frilly dress and held a paper fan in her hand. She stood at the height of the stairs that led to a pure white castle. Based on the lore, VTuber lore, this white castle was where Princess Peach grew up with her maids and servants. She was taught to be a ruler and grew up with that mindset. That was why she was haughty or arrogant. I see that you've brought my friend too. Good job, peasant. Lily is the one who needs a bit of help and advice. It's natural to bring her. Peachy, thank you for agreeing to talk to us, Lily said as she smiled. Princess Peach looked flustered when she was called Peachy. Who are you calling Peachy? Huh. Lily tilted her head. Weren't you the one who told me to call you that? That's only when we're alone or with Leticia. There is a commoner here. Max is my boyfriend. He's not a peasant. If we go with a character setting, White Lily is a queen, you know. Max is my partner, so doesn't that make him a king? We're mightier than a princess. Lily's reasoning put Princess Peach to silence. Her mouth was opened and closed like a fish, her face beat red from embarrassment. I am just kidding. We're all equal here. Lily giggled playfully, hiding her lips behind her hand. You're right. Everyone is equal in my kingdom. It doesn't matter whether they are a king, a noble, or a peasant. Princess Peach exclaimed with her hands on her hips. She nodded repeatedly to convince herself. Max's lips curled into a wry smile. Lily has a bad side on her, huh? After she is out of her own shell, everything is laid bare. Farron's influence also surfaced. What a bundle of a cute mess. Anyway, let's head inside the castle. Princess Peach turned and walked toward the castle's entrance. Follow me. Max and Lily nodded at each other before following Princess Peach. He had to admit this lobby was impressive. The princess probably bought the lobby expansion for $500 to host the castle and the garden around it. Still, there was one more thing that Max had to admit. Flexy's castle is more luxurious than Princess Peach. He even has a basement and all. Maybe he should call himself Prince Orange. That would be hilarious. He should contact his friend for the fun of it. Entering the castle, Max looked around curiously. The decoration was luxurious, just like the castle's exterior. It didn't need to be said that Princess Peach or Bamboo Talent spent a lot for her. What should I do? I wanted to help, but I also don't want to look cheap. My persona won't allow me. This is bad. He's standing up and wanting to leave. She panicked. Her persona cracked up and her good and shy personality began to surface. She held out her hand and called out to Max. Wait, don't leave. This princess has rethought her decision. I will decrease the need for compensation for a friend. Max shook his head. It's no use. Lily, let's go. We will try to figure this out with your brother ourselves. I believe the concert will still turn out great even without Princess Peach's help. But, Max, let's go. We shouldn't impose on this castle any longer. Princess Peach is busy. Once again, Max interrupted Lily and took her hand gently, gesturing for her to follow him. This only made Princess Peach panic more. Sweat poured from her back as she desperately shouted. An autograph. Yes, just give me White Lily's autograph on top of the consultation fee. I will help you with that much. Max stopped on his track and looked at Princess Peach. Really? Aren't you busy? I am sure. Princess Peach nodded, but her expression said that she was still panicking. This princess has a kind heart. For her friend, she will help without asking for anything more. Are you sure we don't impose you with our request on you? Max asked once again, looking straight at her eyes. You don't. At this point, Princess Peach just answered automatically. She was already overwhelmed. Discover hidden content at Empire. I will also contact my agency, so don't worry. Tomorrow, everything will be ready. We can talk about a lot of stuff regarding the concert. I assure you White Lily's first concert will be a successful one. I swear on my name. Hearing that, Max smirked. He had been waiting for this. So easy, he thought, a low chuckle escaping his lips. Lily, who stood beside him, let out a sigh. My boyfriend is so evil. She commented in her mind. Even though I love him, I feel bad for Peachy. I will invite her to my livestream in the future. Maybe it can help her grow her audience. Yes, that's good. As the next day arrived, Max wondered again. What should he do to make the concert good? He realized that it lacked one crucial element. November LBJNN. The MC. The concert wasn't all about the singer. It needed someone else to make it more exciting between the songs, and that job fell to the MC. Actually, finding one wasn't his job. His job was only to support Peter to find someone he could consult with regarding the concert, and he had finished that last night. Still, it wouldn't hurt to ask. Who knew whether that Siskin already knew they needed an MC or not? Breeze, have you found the MC for the concert? Because it was still early in the morning, Peter was still in his apartment and wasn't busy. The reply came fast because of that. Stone Sword, I have found two. Oh, that's nice. Max thought, surprised by his efficiency. He probably blows money to get them. I wonder who they are. And thus he asked, only to be surprised by the next reply. Stone Sword and Breeze, two popular streamers. Quote. Max looked at the hologram screen, speechless. What the fuck is this bastard thinking? He shouted loudly when he recovered. Continue reading at Empire. He, as the MC. Was that guy trying to ruin the concert? Lily peeked from the bedroom looking lethargic. She had just woken up from sleeping. What happened, Max? She asked, rubbing her eyes as she approached him. Raising his head, Max answered, and nothing. Go back to sleep, Lily. You have a long day later. Have as much rest as you want. We stayed quite late talking to Peachy last night, so you must be still tired, right? They are here for your autograph lol. When you posted you would play HXV Arcade on Strike, all the guys who want your autograph joined, including me. You have just put sugar in front of an army of ants' mouths. Congratulations are in order, I guess. I heard you will give an autograph to the viewers who could beat you. Count me in. Let us fight, Breeze. I will show you who is the best runner between us. Carrot, you don't make any sense. Obviously, Max was a bit surprised. Even though he knew that his viewers would increase after he gave them a bit of fan service, he didn't think it would increase this much. To the point they created a baseless rumor about him giving an autograph to the viewers who could beat him. I underestimate their enthusiasm. I should do this more often. But first, he had to fix the misunderstanding. Of course, with a little boasting. I never said I would give my autograph to those who managed to beat me. I bet a lot of you guys will be unable to, seeing that I am the greatest of all time. Nah, you're the second greatest. Atlas is the greatest of all time. We don't think you're. Even with Lily Pixel or White Lily, you're still the second greatest. I think Atlas is the main protagonist of this world instead of you, Breeze. Accept your fate, second place. It backfired. But that didn't stop him. Hey, that doesn't matter. I am still the greatest here. He smirked. Anyway, I never said that I would give my autograph to those who beat me. I will participate in this game, of course. But you will also fight your fellow viewers. Those who get 3 consecutive wins will get my autograph. A challenge. Max decided to sell his autograph a bit more expensive after he realized how much his viewers wanted it for themselves. And to add that, I will specifically write 3 words under the autograph. You can decide what those 3 words are as long as it's not a slur, bad words, or something sexual. I am in. 3 consecutive wins. Easy. Watch my dragon fist at work. You guys will fall in one move if you don't watch out for me. This noble me will show you the power of a vampire viscount. Coincidentally, my friend, Vlad 3 is in the game. I will use his body to beat Breeze. Otter power shall prevail. Mod. Everyone was excited. HXV Arcade, a short abbreviation for Heroes X Villains Arcade. Just like its name implied, this was a fighting arcade game with 2 sides, heroes and villains. Even though it was called that, the fight could also happen between heroes and villains. The reason based on the lore was that they were still humans. And humans had their own interests. No one was perfect and peaceful even though they were on the same side. For example, one of the heroes in the game was said to take another hero's crush just to dump her a day later. That made the second hero furious and fought the first hero. Another story was that a villain accidentally killed another villain's wife in his rampage. Both of them have tried to kill each other since that day. This game's characters were filled with flawed individuals. They had a certain skill set and their own weaknesses. Nobody was perfect. That was what this game tried to convey to the players, although it was in a flawed way too. Max chose this game because he thought it was fun. Playing with another body would be a challenge for him. Unlike other games, this game forced the player to look like the character they played. Meaning that a man who played a female character would look like them too. Only some people chose to do that, though, as in this game there would be 2 characters with a similar skill set with a different gender to choose from. Appearing in what seemed like an arena, Max opened the lobby match for his viewers. They flooded in and filled the spectator seats circling the arena in no time. More than 500 lucky viewers had joined and immediately made a commotion. Alright, I got in. Hehe, my hands are trained from yesterday. I did it 5 times so I can enter today. Yahoo! They were a rowdy bunch of individuals. Among them, 3 people stood out. One was a girl wearing an otter onesie, standing between 2 men. A tall man with long hair stood on her left, and a creep with a face looking like a vampire stood on her right. Surprisingly, Breeze is a bit childish too. Do it. That would be funny. I bet the guy above me just wants to see Breeze give everyone an autograph kekeki. The attention the trio received didn't last long as Max coughed. His voice was transmitted to the large room easily thanks to the setting that made his voice louder. I am glad you're interested in Bloodsucker, knowing he's a unique animal. Some of you will have a chance to see him up close when he's fighting, though he will be in a character's appearance. I hope you will be satisfied with that. For now, let's begin the intro by announcing the rules. Hey, who are you calling a unique animal? First, I will fight 1 player. The winner will stay in the arena and the loser will step out. Once the winner gets 3 consecutive wins, he will need to step out of the arena to give others the chance. Of course, that includes me. I am ignored. Bloodsucker shrugged his shoulders and Max continued. Every 5 matches, I will join again to fight whoever is in the arena. And I will give $50 to those who win against Bloodsucker. He will enter the arena with random intervals. A rare monster, so to speak. Why me? Is this bullying? Breeze, this is bullying, right? I know you want me to die. Hearing that, the viewers got excited. They shouted that they would kill Bloodsucker. To guts him alive. Some even said that they would not let him even hit them once. It was a bit too much and unfair for Sucker, so Max added. It's not bullying, Sucker. If you win against your opponent, I will give you $100. Fair, right? Bloodsucker immediately stopped complaining and froze in place. Eventually, he nodded. That's fair, I guess. Can I stay in the arena if I win? Sure. Only for 3 consecutive wins, though. Max nodded. Hey! A low laugh escaped Bloodsucker's lips as he turned around looking at the spectators. Ha 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 ha. Come at me you maggots. I will turn you into my money cash. Let's take Breeze's money together. The crowd got excited once again. They laughed strangely and threatened Bloodsucker. The viewers in the chat also got excited. Most talked about Bloodsucker and how they wanted to join the match. Glancing at the edge of his vision, Max noticed that his viewers had passed 28K. This was the highest he ever achieved. A grin was formed on his face. As expected, inviting Bloodsucker is the right choice. He's indeed my good walking bank. Without further ado, let's start the first match. It will be me versus a lucky spectator. Max announced and stood in the middle of the arena. Above his head, a number 1 and an HP bar were displayed, showing that he was the first player. A hero's selection appeared before him. There were a total of 20, with 10 unique sets of skills. He wasn't in a hurry to choose. Instead, he opened a randomized name, which had the data of all players here and pressed randomly. 4-way screens appeared in the air for everyone to see. On it, a name was rolling pretty fast for even people to see. After a while, it stopped and showed a person's name. Too good for me. You're up against me, buddy. Alright. Someone stood up on the spectator seat and shouted excitedly. His body was covered in a blue light and transported to the arena. A number 2 and a similar HP bar were floating above his head. I will beat you, Breeze. For the sake of money. No, I won't pay you or anything, you know. Only Bloodsucker. It doesn't matter. I can only win and drag Bloodsucker here. Woohoo, free $50. Too good for me raised his arms above his head and screamed. Max looked at him. His lips twitched. What the heck is this guy's logic? The participant is randomized, although I give them all a 2% chance while Bloodsucker 10% chance to appear. Still, is he really confident to beat me? Even if I don't know the heroes before, I can still read their skills. Composing himself, Max said, alright, let's choose the heroes. The match is 3 minutes long, best of 1 only. Stop yapping like Jamal and come at me, Breeze. Too good for me taunted him by waving his fingers. A vein popped on Max's temple. Alright, that's it. This guy was a different kind of annoying person compared to Jamal and the other NPC. He was just too cocky. Max chose a certain hero with a similar body build as his. This hero wore long dark blue pants and a white shirt underneath a jacket. Based on the description, this hero's name was Speedy. His ability was to move faster, and he had some skills to use. A few icons that showed the skills appeared on his edge of vision, and he could see its description and how to activate it just by thinking about it. A kick, a powered kick, a super powered kick. Alright, just as I researched before. Max nodded, satisfied with the very simple skills. Meanwhile, his enemy chose a lanky guy wearing green pants. He was shirtless, showing off his muscles and long arms. This man was a villain called Sneaky Snake, whose ability was his long arms. Just as its appearance suggested, its main power lay on these hands that moved like a whip. A timer appeared, counting down from 5. Max lowered his stance and was prepared to use his ability to get close to his enemy in one go. This would be hard to adjust, but he believed the game's mechanic would help him with that. Hi-ya-ha. I will whip you so you know your place. Too good for me, however, taunted him and moved his hands strangely. It was disgusting and Max wanted to jump out of this arena after looking at it. Ew. His hands move like someone who is in that kind of industry. Yikes. No way a human is doing something like this, right? Me. Tisk, why did that trash get picked up? He can only talk and not fight. Dude, Breeze is faster than he expected in Speedy's form. I had never seen Speedy that fast before. It must be because of his high senior. Too good for me must be overwhelmed by that. The skill also stunned him for a second, so he could do nothing at all. Excuses. Let me show you how to counter Speedy. Pick me. Everyone wanted to be picked. Calm down. It will be randomized, Max said, dismissing the crowd's excitement. Well then, let's start the second randomization. The randomization on the screen turned once again. Many names passed through. At one point it became slower, showing a clear name, only for it to spin faster than before. After 3 seconds, it showed a fairly familiar name. Bloodsucker. As that name appeared, the crowd cheered loudly. Sucker. 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 Woohoo. The legend has been chosen. Go sucker go. Go sucker go. Whoa, sucker got chosen. This battle will be legendary. Try to last for a minute, sucker. Bloodsucker appeared in the arena, right across from Max, with a wide grin on his face. Hoo-ha-ha. This time has come. Now, I will take that $100 from you, Breeze. Ho ho. Try it, sucker. Both of them transformed into their chosen characters and faced each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And thus, the legendary battle had begun. No one moved yet. Bloodsucker deliberately stood still to wait for Max to make his first movement. With a little observation, Max recognized the character used by Bloodsucker was a hero called Vlad III. He had long white hair and red eyes. His body was covered in what looked like old noble clothes and a black coat draped over his shoulders. His hands were lanky, holding a luxurious cane. A true vampire through and through, fitting Bloodsucker's image. And this character was troublesome. I don't know the details of its skill, but I remember that it controls blood. The cut in his hands allows him to draw blood and control it at the cost of his HP. However, he could recover his HP by pulling the blood again. Of course, it won't work if the blood hits me, as it's contaminated. But this is hard. A magic-type opponent. This would be the first time he fought someone like that. Are you not going to attack, Breeze? This noble me thought you weren't such a coward. A taunt. Max understood that pretty clearly, and he usually was never someone who would fall for that. Save from the usual, it somehow felt irritating when someone who clearly had 8th grade syndrome talked about that. Because he made it sound as if he truly believed Max was a coward. Still, he was calm. He wouldn't let himself get taunted just like before. He didn't know Bloodsucker's skill level yet. And he certainly would never underestimate him. I will have to give him $100 if I lose against him. No way I would give him that much. To face a taunt, he only had to taunt him back. What? I am giving you a chance, sucker. Your hero is a medium to long-ranged one while I am close-ranged. Come, attack me first. This is my way to show you mercy. You don't regret it. Bloodsucker was baited and raised his cane. Blood began to drip from his hand and gathered, creating a lance. Not just one, but 3 lances. His HP decreased slightly, around 6%. This meant that casting each lance cost 2% of his HP. That's a steep price to pay for an attack. Blood Lance. With a command and a swing of Bloodsucker's hand, the blood lances were launched toward Max. They were aimed at 3 different spots: his head, chest, and lower body. Activating his ability, Max circled to the left to dodge them. However, with a wave of Bloodsucker's hand, the lances changed direction. They were pretty fast, almost catching up to him who had a speed ability. Ha ha ha. Useless. Useless. You won't be able to. Wait. Don't come here. Get away from me. Unlike Bloodsucker, who enjoyed his victory, Max actually had a plan to counter the lances once he saw that Bloodsucker could control it. He just had to head toward his enemy. After all, he was still a bit faster than the lances. Tisk. Blood pool. Canceling the lances and sacrificing 5% of his HP, Bloodsucker tapped the cane against the ground. Blood surged from underground like a spike. They were sharp and solid. One of them scratched Max's legs and forced him to halt. He was paralyzed. Damn. Ha ha. Get you. Bloodsucker laughed and lunged forward. Blood covered his cane and turned it similar to a lance. Blood stab. It was Vlad III's third skill that only used 1% of his HP. The damage was pretty much similar to his other skill, but it was more durable. Depending on the user, it was also more reliable. Bloodsucker made a stabbing movement. It was fast and precise due to the game's support. The paralyzing effect from Blood Pool had ended and Max could now move again. He immediately ducked to avoid the attack and attacked his opponent. If there was something that a simple skill had an advantage over a complicated and strong skill, then it would be its variation. But, why is he standing still? Indeed, Max stood still even when Bloodsucker's ultimate attack came toward him. Some scratched him, slowly chipping his HP. However, because he stayed still, not all of the small arrows could hit him. A lot of them missed, giving him a chance to survive. When the haul stopped, Max was left with 17% HP left. Is that it? Is that the extent of your strength? Max asked as he walked toward Bloodsucker, using the wannabe vampire's words against him. Too weak. You're too weak. And no way. You survived that. Yeah. And now I will kill you. Breaking into a run, Max activated his ultimate. His charge was now full thanks to tanking Bloodsucker's ultimate. A blue flame went ablaze, covering his 2 legs. His movement was half controlled by the system. He jumped high and extended his legs. His speed suddenly increased and he flew toward Bloodsucker like a meteor. Hero's kick. Max landed safely in a crouching motion. Behind him, Max landed safely in a crouching motion. Behind him, an explosion rang loudly, sending a blue fire shockwave everywhere. Bloodsucker's body, which was depleted of HP, disappeared into motes of blue light while muttering something. "And no way. HMPH. Justice prevails." Max struck a pose and walked away from the explosion. The crowd cheered. Cringe. That was so cringe. I felt a shiver down my spine. So cool. Newbies, look. Breeze is so cool. Yikes. Breeze, don't repeat that. Please, for God's sake, let a superhero series be a superhero series. Just one Chair Zero has donated 5,000 diamonds. Comrades. Justice prevails. Under his smirk and confident appearance, Max silently thought. Let's never do that again. It's too embarrassing. Bloodsucker, who got defeated, returned to his VIP spectator seat and clicked his tongue. Tisk. The game's support is useless. If I control all the blood myself, there will be nothing that misses the target. Just like a loser, he made excuses for his losing the match. But no one mocked him. Instead, everyone did their best to support him. Yeah, it's the stupid game system's fault. You're doing great. Breeze almost died from that skill. Just a little bit more and you will be able to show him to his grave. That way you can sleep with him in the coffin. Yes, the viewers, especially the girls, loved Bloodsucker even though they always made fun of him. Max felt complicated seeing that and just continued to the third match. His opponent was a viewer who used a villain character named Mad Speed. It had a similar set of skills to his hero, Speedy. That was why. Super-powered kick. Gah. As someone with a higher SR and faster reaction time, Max was able to overwhelm his opponent easily. Their speed was the same, but a microsecond decision made the enemy get hit by a skill first and that settled the match. I guess I was the first one to get Breeze's autograph today, Max said as he laughed merrily. Opening an online autograph, he signed one for himself and saved it. First one gets. This guy is crazy. He actually wrote, for Breeze, and gave himself his own autograph. And he looks so goddamn happy on top of that. His smile is irritating, but I want that autograph. Give it to me for 10k diamonds. I will take it for 20k diamonds. 35k going once. Whoa, stop that, people. Why do you start an auction so suddenly? Max said as he read the chat. If you want it so badly, I will make an official auction later. Seeing the opportunity, he talked with the chat for a while before continuing. Because of the viewers' enthusiasm, he ended up promising them to sell his first autograph for himself in the auction tonight. The match continued to the third one. Because Max won 3 times in a row, he went to the announcer platform and became the match's overseer. Alright, Big Justice vs Small Cute will come next. Their nicknames are similar. It's time to prove which one is better. Is Big good? Or is Small good? What do you think, people? I think the medium is great. Yes, medium is perfection. Ooh, both players are good. While they aren't as amazing as me, they still get that mechanic covered. Demolition Girl got the defense. She can smash everything with her hammer. Damn, I never thought they would be that good. They might be better than me. Big Justice. Show those imbeciles why they should love big stuff. They are jiggling. Small cute, you can do it. Realizing that they were in a situation where both didn't get any advantage, Demolition Girl made a risky move. She planned to end this one and for all with her ultimate. Hurricane Cyclone Neo Armstrong. The Demolition Girl shouted, making a wide swing and spinning with her hammer. A tornado was created with her as the center. However, Psychic Tornado. Psycho Girl also did the same at the same time. A tornado created by psychokinesis clashed against a physical one. No one knew who won. Dust was sent flying, covering the arena. Not even their HP bars could be seen. Ooh, what is this? They clashed. Who would emerge victorious? They have 50% HP left before their ultimate clash. Whoever emerges is the winner. The dust slowly settled. Only one person stood in the arena. Stood might not fit the situation. She was lying on her chest, her head raised. Hey, big win. The attack deals less damage because I have a cushion to decrease a fall damage. She exclaimed as if this was the best thing that happened in the entire match. Match over. Winner, Psycho Lady. A loud cheer burst once the notification rang. Big, 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 cushion. They are so useful. Big win. Big BOOBAA. Almost instantly, all the girls in the spectator seats covered their chests and looked at the boys in disgust. Ew. This is why they are in the Maidenless Club. While their words weren't that loud, they managed to pour ice into the burning hot pan and silenced everyone in one go. The next match followed suit pretty quickly. Max didn't want to create another commotion and changed the subject by choosing the next contestant in a second. The name spun fast, making a blur. In the end, the name landed at Lovely Otter. Yahoo! A chance! The player in the otter onesie exclaimed happily. Newbies, it seems I will get Breeze's autograph first. This is revenge from yesterday. Teleported into the arena, Otter immediately chose her character. She transformed into an adult woman with a pair of dog ears, complete with a dog tail. Her character was wearing a yellow hoodie, and her hands turned into something resembling a dog's paw. After her transformation, Psycho Lady also turned into her character once again. She crossed her arms and touched her chin with her hand. Foo, your character has no booba at all. You will die miserably like the one from earlier. She taunted Otter with something incredibly sexual. However, Otter was a mod. She had muted many people who made sexual jokes. I am ready. And I will mute Big Justice for 30 days after this if he. Or is it she? Whatever. If this person doesn't stop talking about big or small, maybe I will ban this account instead. He. Compared to the taunt from earlier, the threat worked wonderfully. Big Justice could be seen twitching. She looked tense compared to earlier. Let's forget about that for now. Are you ready to fight against me? HMPH. Let's do this. Seeing both fighters ready, Max nodded and started the timer after hyping them up. I believe in you, Otter. I am betting 10 premium accounts on you. You can do it, Vice Leader. Use your claw to cut that bag of meat. Whether Psycho Lady wins or not, her fate has been decided. 30 days of mute for saying something inappropriate. Indeed, Otter seemed to be angry after being called small. Max also noticed that and would like to have the person herself rampage. Alright, let's start the countdown. 5. This time, he even counted the match together with the system. And then, go. Sir. Otter saluted at Max and turned to Psycho Lady once again. It seems I can't play any longer. Use your ultimate and attack me. Or will you surrender? Don't worry. Your punishment will still be 30 days of mute like before. Could Otter be a natural airhead? It's confirmed. Our mod Otter is a natural airhead. She's cute. Cough. Are you single? Just asking for a friend. Give up, dude. Look at how close she is with freaking noob. I bet they are an item. Forget about that. Psycho Lady seems to give up. The spectator booed Big Justice after she surrendered and turned into her own player's character. A dude with an average face. He looked crestfallen as if the end was there for him. I lost against a small one. This is humiliating. That was his last word before he disappeared into motes of light and returned to the spectator's seat. Ironically, he sat next to Small Cute, who made fun of him with no end. The match continued. Otter managed to snatch 3 wins and got Max's autograph. She looked so happy and wanted to request, "For my sisters." For the 3 words written below the autograph. For some reason, almost all the girls in the spectator seat squealed in happiness. The boys were left confused, but they guessed because the word requested by Otter had "sisters" on it. So she represented all the girls to get the autograph, which made them happy. Following suit, the next viewer who won was Mighty B0YS. He requested his autograph to be written, "For the boys." He had the biggest grin on his face after receiving it. After receiving it, he showed it off to the spectators who cheered on him and declared, "50K for this autograph. For the boys." And the cheer instantly turned into booing. Everyone had fun even until the end of the streaming. It showed by the amount of donation Max received that day. "Alright, guys. I won't be able to stream for a few days. The announcement that I was unable to deliver a few days ago will be announced tonight. Look forward to it." Livestream ended. That night, Strike was on fire. White Lily announced her first concert ever and the ticket was on sale immediately. In just an hour, the announcement was shared more than 50,000 times. It was the second time in a month that White Lily's name filled the trending page. All the preparations for the concert were going smoothly. Max was busy with helping many stuff and his practice as MC and for the duet. But he was somehow happy with that. And he looked forward to the concert. It was 3 days before the concert day. Max practiced with Lily almost every day and Peter maintained contact to tell him the progress. It was proven that Princess Peach was a great help. She knew many things that he didn't. Not only that, but Bamboo Talent also helped with the concert preparation alongside Biozone Entertainment. The 2 companies collaborated with some kind of deals in the back. The deal was simple, and Lily also agreed to it. It was to allow Princess Peach to have a duet with Lily with just a song. Hearing about it, one must have thought that it was unfair. A company helped someone prepare a concert for just that. It was actually not that simple. Bamboo Talent also got a fund from Peter. They just helped with the preparation with their connection and were hired as a contractor. And they were willing to do so for Princess Peach's sake. She just needed big publicity for her talent to be recognized. And what was better than appearing as a guest in White Lily's first concert? There was also the promotion that Biozone Entertainment spent their money on for Max too. Based on the AI calculation, this would generate a lot of revenue. Not only from the sponsors, but also from the ticket sales. There will at least be more than 500,000 people watching the concert. The VR ticket was already sold out an hour after we announced the concert 3 days ago. Combined with those watching online, I can estimate at least 800,000 people watching at once. Everything is bigger than planned, Peter. It's all thanks to you, Rebecca. You helped a lot with the publication. It's only because of that many other publications followed suit and spread the word. Of course, it's also all thanks to Lily. No one can resist her dazzling charm. Foo, you're right. Our little sister is the cutest. Rebecca approached Peter and sat on his lap. But you're too focused on your little sister. How about spending time with me? Or am I not cute? You're not cute. Peter stood up, gently lowering Rebecca to the floor. You're beautiful. But this is Lily's first concert, Rebecca. Surely you want it to succeed too, right? It will become big news for your company too. Indeed. This is a good opportunity for us. Moving on, anything else I have to know? I believe that's not all you want to talk about. Yes. It's about the matter I talked about before. November LBJNN. The businessman and woman couple continued their conversation in the office. They looked pretty intimate with no one but them in the room. Meanwhile, the main character of the concert was troubled by something. Forgive him, Max. You know how he is. However, there will be Farron to help too. It won't be boring, I think. You're right. With her around, boring will be the last word that you can say. Princess Peach didn't want to intrude on their conversation, but she looked curious when they mentioned Farron. Farron is in the top model. Naturally, as a girl, Princess Peach also followed the fashion magazine and had a favorite model which she took inspiration from. Farron was an idol to those girls. Every outfit she wore in a magazine would sell out the next day. That was how popular she was. Yes, Lily nodded, turning to Princess Peach. Come to think of it, we never mentioned it to you. She's my best friend. Really? Peach exclaimed in surprise, her roleplay slipped quite a bit. Cough, I mean, Princess Farron is your best friend, huh? Interesting. I will introduce you to her tomorrow. Well, I mean, by all means. Meeting a fellow princess is a part of my job. Will Peachy be able to maintain her roleplay in front of that girl? Somehow, I doubt it. Max thought as he continued to try clothes for his performance with Lily. There was nothing that fit him. Or rather, nothing could make him stand out beside Lily. But that wasn't his job. Silver won't do. Then, should I go gold? No, this concert is Lily's, not mine. It's her stage, so I will have her stand out. And she probably won't wear the dress for our duet. Our song is just too spirited. I guess going with a Dune or KDA styled outfit is the best. We can do some attractions too. That would be a nice surprise. Tomorrow, all the cast would gather to talk about the concert. Then in 2 days, rehearsal would be held. Max told Lily about his idea and she was intrigued, saying that it was worth a try. It would be a nice surprise too, as their duet would be last, as Breeze, Take Me Away was the most popular song from the new album. 2 days passed by quickly, and the concert was just right around the corner. On a grand stage, decorated with many lights, 2 people dressed in a similar suit and one in a monochrome dress stood in the center while holding a microphone. A suspenseful music resounded, followed by a soft melody from a piano. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cutest, charming, and most dazzling divas concert. Today, I, Peter Spencer, as White Lily's brother, will be your MC. Accompanying me today, in my birthday concert, are one of the men, with a handsome feature and tidy hair, exclaimed excitedly and pointed at his side. Farron here. Ha ha ha, this is fun. Breeze here. Good morning. Is everyone having fun? Stop. Farron suddenly shouted and stopped Max. Where is your energy? Put some energy in your voice. Do you want this concert to feel like a graveyard, Breeze? You should do it like this. Like this. She tried to show how to do it better than his unenergetic response. But Max couldn't care less. He sighed and looked at both Peter and Farron. I know what to do and how to MC the concert, but are you guys for real? Farron is fine, but Peter, just do it normally. Please. He pleaded. Would a normal MC introduce themselves as the singer's brother? No, they wouldn't. In the first place, having an MC at the start of the concert is just to hype the audience up and let the singer have time to prepare. After the opening, they wouldn't appear again, so there was no need for an introduction. My head hurts. I just prepared a few lines to start the concert, but Peter thinks he needs to be a real MC like those of variety shows. And why should he say his birthday concert? It's Lily's first concert, for God's sake. Maybe having an MC is a mistake from the start. They should just leave and let Farron do a prep talk alone. That would have a better effect. Her energy was contagious. The audience would be left excited for the concert. I need to make sure they know about it, Peter said in an almost certain voice, looking Max straight in the eyes. As a response, Max and Farron looked at him as if he was sick in the head. No newbie streamer has ever reached 50,000 viewers in the whole livestream. As the greatest streamer candidate, achieve the impossible. Progress, 25,721 50,000ths. Reward, a glimpse of the future. Deadline, the 30th of July. Penalty upon failure, a rumor about your family will be shared online and cause a crack in your relationship. Greater than, this is killing me. A glimpse of the future. That kind of reward wasn't something Max wanted. But the penalty was too much. The system's UI had also changed slightly after the last update. Maybe this was the real system. The rewards from before were all too sweet and now the real one showed itself. 50,000 viewers. I can't get that in a normal way. I should hold my event. That way I have a chance, but the deadline. My head hurts. If he failed, then he got the penalty. And if he succeeded, he got something that he didn't want to see. Besides, was the system so powerful that it could allow him to see the future? As someone who lived in the present, Max wasn't someone who loved to see even a glimpse of the future. He was scared. He feared the future. This came from the time when he was hospitalized. He didn't know whether he had time at all, so he feared the future. A crack in my relationship and the rumor of my unknown family. Should I just fail this quest? But which relationship will crack? After coming to this world, I made many. I am afraid it's the one with Lily. And if I am able to glimpse the future, what if the future isn't something that I want? That scares me more. A crack in the relationship could be mended. But the future. He didn't know whether he could even fix it. Fuck. Whoa. Should I not be here? Someone answered Max's curse. He raised his head and saw a platinum-haired girl standing on the side, raising her hand. Yeah. If you feel like shit and need someone to talk to, I can accompany you for a little. What do you say? I make good company, you know. Max smiled at Farron, who made herself comfortable and sat next to him. I appreciate it, but you don't need to. I have everything in my control. Lies. Farron cut him off and crossed her legs. You won't curse if you have everything under control. The fact you, who never whined, did that is because this problem you face is bigger than you ever handled or guessed. Am I wrong? She got me, he thought, smiling wryly. Not that it mattered. Max needed this talk, he knew it. Promise you won't tell the others. My lips are sealed. Farron made a gesture sealing her lips and Max nodded. He took a deep breath and let himself relax. Well, something is indeed troubling me. He said, have you ever been afraid of the future? Nope. I know the future pretty well, so it doesn't scare me. She exclaimed, puffing her chest. When he looked at her with narrowed eyes, she looked back at him with a gentle gaze. I guess that's not the case for you. If that's the case, I won't be troubled now. He answered, sarcasm escaping his mouth involuntarily. Wow, you're so sensitive now. Even Farron was surprised, so, I will just listen. Go ahead and pour out your problem. All right. Max began to tell her what he felt and why he was afraid. Not in detail, but talking about it with Farron somehow lifted the burden he felt. Unexpectedly, she also gave pretty good advice. Don't think about it. The future can change easily. For example, you can decide whether to marry Lily or not today. If you choose to propose, there is a good chance she will accept and you will be engaged right away. If you choose to delay, well, you will stay as you currently are. See, no need to be afraid. Max did the same. He sat next to her and their hands intertwined without both saying anything. With their hands touching each other, he could feel that hers was trembling. Are you nervous? Max asked quietly, whispering even. Lily nodded without hiding it. Tomorrow is a big day for me. A day where I will stand on a stage with more than 500,000 people watching. I am afraid that I will mess it up. What if I make a mistake? I actually want it to be smaller in scale, but your brother is going all out. Max finished the sentence for her, and she nodded. I can't say that I don't understand his feeling of wanting to make it grand, but yeah. I think we never think about that because we believe in you. We trust you that you would be okay even in front of a big audience. It was kind of strange. Just a few hours ago, he was given advice by Farron. And now he was sitting here, advising his lover. Just be yourself and kill the audience with your voice. Am I a game character? PFF'd. She burst into laughter. Tears formed on the edge of her eyes. She seemed to feel better than before as her hand stopped trembling. Thank you, Max. I need that. Anytime, he said, smiling gently. We also managed to pull the last stunt together. That was pretty fun. It was. I also liked the clothes better than my singing clothes, honestly. Don't tell Peachy about it. I don't want to disappoint her. Why? Your clothes look pretty cute. It makes you look like a fairy. That's why I don't like it. She muttered, it makes me look vulnerable. Yet, I want to look like a strong girl. Just think of it this way. Max raised his index finger. The fairy finally gained her courage and flew freely with someone who took her away. Isn't that romantic? Lily looked at Max for a while before smiling. I never thought you were one who said such a cheesy line. Hearing that, he chuckled. I am a streamer. I can say such a cheesy line anytime. If you want, I can also make you cringe. Please, don't. That didn't stop him from doing it. Lily gave up and just went to sleep to avoid hearing another cringe line from her boyfriend. Morning. Good morning. I can't wait for the concert. Hey, are you excited too? Of course. This is White Lily's first concert ever. It's been 2 years since she was active and has gathered more than 3 million subscribers and more than 10 million followers. I heard the ticket was sold out in less than an hour. I am lucky to be able to secure one for myself. Right. I was lucky too. Many audience members appeared one by one in their designated seats. Some grouped with their friends while some talked with the fellow fans they saw beside them. The empty seat was filled one by one with a flash of blue light. People who watched from the livestream had made themselves comfortable in their own lobby. A group of friends and the community rented a public lobby to watch together. It was allowed, because each person would only be able to watch if they had a ticket. If they didn't have one, all they could see was a black screen without any sound. The stage in the middle was still dark. No one could see anything. It wouldn't light up until 9 a.m. today, which was still 30 minutes away. While the audience was waiting for the concert, the backstage was in chaos. Fuckers. Move, move, move. This is important. Make everything right once again. If we fail or make a mistake, our career is done. Done, you hear me? More than 500,000 people will blame us if even the light is in the incorrect position. Sound check. All okay. Nothing strange. White Lily's voice can be heard clearly. Zaza P, please check once again. Alright, this is pretty good. We will change the sound setting after the 3rd song, and make it mellow. Then at the 7th song, make it stronger. And increase the bass for the last duet. Got it? Yes. The staff responsible for the sound system answered. Max stood with Farron on the side, looking at his clothes. He wore a suit and looked pretty professional while Farron was wearing a pretty neat dress, which didn't stand out greatly. It fit her, but that was it. Considering she wasn't the main character this time, it was perfect for her. Foo, they are scrambling around. Look at them go, ha ha ha. Farron enjoyed the chaos and laughed. It reminds me of a fashion show. They will always be this chaotic. Ah, good days. I stopped doing it after I met it, though. It's too much work. Boom. A small explosion rang as the light around the spectator seats dimmed. The murmurs that could be heard from earlier turned into silence at once. No one said anything, and their attention was focused on the stage. Suddenly, light on. Bam. All lights around the stage turned on. Ladies and gentlemen, the previously dark stage was lit. Farron's voice was booming through the concert venue. Many people shrieked after noticing her and 2 handsome men standing on the stage. Thank you for coming. Ha ha ha, there are so many people. I am so excited. Me too. Max stepped forward and spoke, continuing Farron's words. I have never expected myself to stand on a grand stage like this, even though I am just here to fill someone's role, ha ha ha. Don't mind, Breeze. The important part is that we're here, in White Lily's first ever concert, Moonlight Spectre. Peter exclaimed loudly and applause rang from the spectator seats. After waiting for a while, the handsome heir of Spencer Company continued. It's been 2 years since White Lily's first appearance. I never thought that she would stand on a stage like this one day. Everything starts just by a simple whim, from the advice of a best friend. Remembering that, this person seems to be responsible for White Lily's birth. YAA, you can say thanks to me by giving me money, Stone Sword. I accept it, Farron said playfully. Yes, the idiot you see right now is the one who gave my sister advice to start singing. Hey, I am not an idiot. The girl retorted but was ignored. And the man on the far right is the one giving her courage to show herself and hold a concert, Breeze. I didn't do much. It's all just Lily's own power. Max responded with a soft smile. How humble. Both Peter and Farron said simultaneously. I am indeed the most humble person ever lived. Max nodded. Hearing Max's answer, the spectators were laughing. Those were mainly people who recognized Max and either watched his livestream, watched his videos, or just his clips. Breeze. Humble. Those two words couldn't be put in the same words. This was how they planned to start the concert, a light-hearted conversation between the three. No one introduced themselves, just three random people who were related to Lily having a light conversation. The effect was great, and the spectators weren't as tense as before. Their excitement was still there, but they could appreciate the atmosphere more. After a bit of conversation, which lasted only for around 5 minutes, the director gave another sign. Lily was ready. Now, guys, let's stop talking here and give the stage back to my dearest friend. Farron clapped her hands and threw her microphone to the sky. The microphone suddenly burst into a blinding light, bright enough to turn the stage white. Everyone on the stage used this chance to disappear. A silhouette appeared from the white light as it subsided, turning into a person. And as she descended, like a fairy. Everyone, White Lily. The voice rang like an explosion. Following that, a soft voice flowed from the fairy-like figure on the stage. Dear world. The concert began without any warning. A loud cheer erupted like a volcano at her appearance and voice. What followed was silence. Only her voice remained in this grand venue that held more than 500,000 people. Light sticks were waved around, following the song's beat. Lily felt really nervous before. But now that she was on stage, all she felt was freedom and happiness. She loved to see her fans happy. They cheered for her between the songs, and they applauded when she stopped dancing. Her breathing was rough and heavy after 5 songs, but she enjoyed it very much. She secretly prepared a healing spell from a certain game and recovered. Her appearance became neat again. Not even sweat clung to her body. The effect was also pretty, making her shine a little bit like a fairy. Viva la virtual reality. Now, for the next song. I'd like to introduce my friend who has helped me plan for the concert. Ah, so that's the reason. Not because of the couch, huh? So, are you ready for your duet in front of 500,000 people, Breeze? That will be so nerve-wracking, Not as nerve-wracking as you thought. Max was serious. He wasn't nervous at all. Maybe because he was used to attention. Or maybe because he trusted Lily and liked to be seen together with her at his best ability on the stage. Anyway, he was in top condition right now. Max boy. A voice called out to him from behind. Only one person called him by that name. Turning around, Max found Zaza P, dressed exaggeratedly in a colorful outfit, holding his cheek. I have one request before you go out there. What is it, Zaza P? Max asked curiously. Farron also looked at the producer, curious at what this request was. Can you help Lily and change the choreography a little? She sounds tired. Her voice is a bit cracked. Zaza P looked at the stage worriedly. There, Lily was still singing with Princess Peach. Max didn't notice something wrong with her voice. It was just as beautiful as before. Just trust me, Max boy. Hold her up like a princess, just let her sing and not move. If she makes a rather energetic move, it will affect her in the future. Alright. Max agreed to Zaza P's request. Unlike his amateur ears, Zaza P was a professional. He surely knew what he was talking about. I will kidnap her then, he said, grinning as he walked toward the stage. He put on his hood and stepped on a platform that was only visible to him. For others, he looked as if he was standing in the air. The duet between Lily and Peach ended just right after he stepped onto the stage. His figure was hidden by the darkness. And as the song stopped, the next one started immediately. Together with the song, Peach disappeared. Only Lily stood on the stage, or so that was what the audience thought. A phantom thief materialized with a smoke, crouching in the air, extending his hand toward the lonely White Lily. I am here to steal you away, Lily. The Phantom's voice rang, and the female audience broke into a cheer at the cheesy line. Taking Lily's hands, Max whispered in a way the audience wouldn't hear him. Just focus on singing and don't tire yourself. Although this is VR world, your mind can still be affected. Leave the choreography to me. I will leave it to you. Noticing the strain in her brain, Lily agreed to his request. Since the last song, she had felt a slight headache from pushing herself. It took more stamina and mental capacity than she thought. As Max pulled her onto the invisible platform, Lily's clothes changed from the silver dress into a black bodysuit with a cropped jacket and shorts on top, like that of a thief. Take my hand, let's flee this place. Together we'll run, in love's warm embrace. Max danced in the air with Lily, holding her close to him. He only concentrated to his part of the work, and then when his part arrived. Dance and laugh, despite the world's strife. In your arms, I find new life. Love's gentle touch, something we seek. Let me help you free. He somehow managed to sing flawlessly. Well, not flawlessly, but better than usual or even the music video. Meanwhile, Lily didn't move much. She let her body be pulled by Max. Focusing on singing was all she did. However, the audience was captivated. It looked like a real scene of kidnapping. The stage changed many times, making it look as if they were moving from one place to another. The kidnapper showed the lonely and pitiful white Lily the world. As the last part came, Lily took off Max's hood. The face hidden by the shadow, the sharp and wild look of the thief, could be seen clearly. Everyone shrieked, waving their light sticks that had turned blue to match the atmosphere. The thief came down as the stage turned into something that looked like a mountain filled with flowers. These flowers were white lilies, and they hadn't bloomed yet. A full moon was coming closer from the sky, illuminating the venue. Its color changed from the usual yellow to something closer to blue. As the moon was at the closest proximity, the lilies bloomed. No longer bound to earthly fears. With you, my love, I'll dry my tears. But Max couldn't care less. He looked at where Lily's capsule was and found Dr. Artie was already crouching in front of it, checking her condition. A glimpse of her body showed how pale her skin was. She looked at Max, who had a worried face, and tried to smile. Don't put on that face, Max. I was just tired. Max couldn't say anything. He just nodded and let the doctor check her condition. Freaking out or panicking would only make things worse, he learned that the hard way. After a while, Dr. Artie stood up. He whispered something to the nurse beside him and she helped Lily to move to the wheelchair they prepared. Please be careful. I will help you to the room for now. Nurse, please let me. Breeze, is it? Let my nurse help her, she's a professional. Dr. Artie interrupted as Max tried to help. Meanwhile, why don't we check your condition? Your vital signs spiked a little bit at the end of the concert. No, I am fine. So, please, I insist. Dr. Artie put his hand on his shoulder, preventing him from saying anything more. Lily, who already sat in the wheelchair, looked at Max. I'll be fine. Go check yourself first, Max. That stopped him. Max glanced at Lily for the last time and nodded. He waved at her before she was taken by the nurse. And then, his expression turned serious as he looked at the doctor in front of him. So, doctor, what do you want to say about her condition? I believe that my condition is good, I know myself the best. The reason you stopped, it's because she shouldn't hear it for her recovery, right? Hearing that, Dr. Artie smiled. Indeed. He smiled. Well, I should say that we're fortunate you and her brother moves pretty fast and forced her to log out. There is no imminent danger, but, a word, but, from a doctor's mouth was never a good thing. Her time in the VR world might need to be limited from now on. He said, turning serious, or she will experience a sudden spike in vital signs just like earlier. Her time in the VR world might need to be limited from now on. The doctor said, turning serious, or she will experience a sudden spike in vital signs just like earlier. Max walked in the hallway, his eyes were cast down. He remembered what Dr. Artie told him before he left. The capsule put a large burden on her body, more than normal people. My estimation is she can only enter VR for 3 hours a day before tiring herself. I don't know what caused this without further testing. We will need to move her to a hospital to know. Well, it won't affect her daily lives. But please ask her about this. Not being able to be in VR world more than 3 hours a day was not something that many people in this world appreciated. This society depended on VR a lot. Having a time limit to access that could affect one's daily life. Max put his hand in his pocket, feeling a paper in his palm. He considered taking it out, but he stopped himself. There was a chance that Lily wouldn't need it. Phew. Arriving in front of her room, Max took a deep breath before pressing a bell. The door beeped just right after he pressed it. The lock was opened, and he entered. Moving to the bedroom, he saw Lily lying on the bed with the nurse taking care of her. His face immediately soured and he bit his lips. No, I shouldn't show it on my face. He thought as he sat next to the bed, holding her hands. How is your condition? I am fine, Lily answered, her lips quivering slightly before curving into a smile. The nurse helped me drink. We're waiting for a meal right now. Is that so? Max smiled at her, raising his head. Thank you, Miss Nurse. It's just my job. The nurse said with a smile, I will prepare the meal and the medicine recommended by Dr. Artie. I will also bring the meal in a few minutes. Please excuse me. Max watched as the nurse left. Only the two of them were left in the room. Silence permeating. No one said anything. Then, as if uncomfortable with the silence, Lily asked, how is your condition? It wasn't about the concert after she left or her own condition, but she worried about Max's first. There was nothing unusual about his condition. I am fine. My signs just spiked because my heart was beating faster when we were so close together. Ah, Lily exclaimed, her face blushing. That must also be the case for me. I couldn't think of anything near the end and my heart was beating so fast. Everyone was just overreacting, she added in a low voice that was similar to a whisper. Not everyone, Max thought as he held her hand tighter. That changed in the latest generation, Peter said. We finally managed to create a safe capsule for everyone and found the perfect person to test and configure it. Someone who had a naturally high SR, reaching 99%. He was really compatible with virtual reality. That was 2 years ago. Atlas was the one who tested the capsule. He managed to reach 100% SR, reaching a new height impossible for a human thanks to the new configuration. Lily can play again, and she looked happy with that. She can play as much as she can, but I know that this capsule isn't perfect yet. No, it needs a little bit more. There is no direct method to help her stay in a capsule for a long time without burdening her brain. That's why. You want to develop a new capsule. And you want me to test it with Atlas. Peter nodded. Max finally understood why Spencer Company wanted to develop a new generation of capsules when this one was just released 2 years ago and was called perfect by scientists. By acquiring Greenleaf Company, I finally gather everything we need. I just want Lily to be able to play and have fun without getting burdened by the risk of entering the VR world. She can still enter without any problem, but a straining activity like a concert is a bit out of her league. I thought, never mind. It must be hard. Peter's love and determination were shown clearly in this accident. Sighing, Max looked at the sky. Fucking world try to fuck me up again. He muttered and clicked his tongue. Then, he remembered the system quest and his eyes widened. The window popped up in front of him just with a command in his mind. Less than reward. A glimpse of the future. Greater than. This is not a coincidence. Looking at Peter, Max put up a serious face. I will help as much as I can. So, I want you to trust me and help me with something. Sensing that Max was serious, Peter nodded and asked, what is it? I want you to prepare. He told Peter what he needed and what he could do for him. Peter was skeptical of his request. He narrowed his eyes and crossed his arms. Is it time for that? And, are you sure about it? Yes, Max answered with certainty. If I manage to do that, we might be able to develop the capsule faster. Only in an intense moment will a human show their true abilities. I have no science background or anything like that, but I am sure about that one. The businessman went silent for a moment. He considered it before sighing. I rented the testing hall for 2 days, Peter spoke, raising his head and looking at Max straight in his eyes. If we want to do it, we will do it tomorrow. Great. The faster we finish this, the faster Lily can recover to play VR again. Actually, I am a bit angry at you, Peter, Max told him bluntly without hiding his irritation. If we plan the concert a bit away, around August, she won't be like this. I am not surprised. I knew you would be angry. I am too, Peter said, sighing softly. I am also angry at myself. Figured. Both of them walked through the hallway toward Lily's room. They had finished their talk and agreed to what they should do tomorrow. A mini-event in Max's channel. And after talking with Peter, Max understood the penalty of his next quest. The family here wasn't his missing family. It was about Lily and the Spencer family. Both she and Peter had already thought of him as part of them, sharing their family secret regarding the VR capsules. If his guess was correct, then the rumor spread to the internet would be about the Spencer family. And the relationship that cracked wasn't just limited to one person but could be many. I need to finish this quest, he thought. I also need to see the future. This might accelerate the project to make Lily able to enjoy VR without worrying about her hypersensitivity. Arriving at the room, Max entered with Peter following from behind. Lily was still eating on the bed, helped by the nurse. Seeing both of them, she jerked her head. Brother. Sorry, she said, I left before the concert fully ended. Don't think about it. Farron did a good job of hiding it. Peter answered and sat on the chair. As long as you're fine, that's all I hope for. More importantly, how do you do? I am fine. They talked for a bit as Max listened to their conversation silently. At the end of the conversation, Peter broke the news to her. The revelation shocked her and made her sad. Sorry, Lily. Your brother is useless. I promise the next capsule will not have this defect and is safe for you. I will also help, Max added with determined eyes. Maybe because of my naturally high SR, I can feel something that no one else can feel. Atlas will also help. We will conduct a certain test tomorrow for that. Max. Lily looked at him, don't force yourself. I am fine with being unable to play VR freely. 3 hours is enough. Farron, he said he's fine. Atlas put his hand on Farron's shoulder and leaned forward, whispering something to her. She groaned at that but didn't say anything more, just averting her gaze. Max nodded at Atlas who helped him and turned to Mr. Taka. My apologies for bothering you, Mr. Taka. Have Peter told you about the plan? I have heard of it, yes. Mr. Taka nodded, pushing his glasses. Honestly, this is a bit reckless. But we already made a move, so might as well promote tomorrow's mini-event. This would mean risking one of your advantages as a streamer, though. He glanced at Atlas, your opponent is him. And I believe you won't hold back. I won't. Atlas answered, we need the data for Peter to develop a new capsule. But we can do that secretly without exposing this. That won't do, Mr. Taka. This is an exciting event. Many people would be curious when 2 people with the highest SR compete in the synchronization test. This is a chance to get more viewers and spread my name. Mr. Taka pushed, but Max interjected in the middle of his sentence. Indeed, it could lead to him losing his WR, but it was also his biggest chance to gather 50k viewers to his channel. He was willing to give up one of his market advantages if it meant to get hope from the system. Besides, I don't plan to lose either. Imagine the viewers' reaction if I win and set a new WR. That would be amazing. No. We get all of them, data, viewers, and news for the media to spread. This is crazy. Mr. Taka sighed. We have no choice. Peter said, the rent is too high. Everyone looked at him in disbelief. Even Rebecca, his fiancée, giggled at him. That's a good joke, Peter. I didn't know you had it in you. Farron commented. Money talk. There was something that could only be achieved by spending a large amount of money. This mini-event wasn't exactly mini. The money put into it reached almost $1 million. The bright side was that Max only helped a part of it using the money he got from a system. He used $150,000 to put up an ad on strike and announced it on his account. He also worked Bloodsucker to the bone and asked him to make a good promotional poster and video, which he took that night with Atlas. It might be the most rushed event in streaming history. Who wouldn't think like that? After his girlfriend's concert was over, Max immediately announced that he would go against Atlas in the synchronization test to see who was the best. The title was, War for the Best, with him glaring at Atlas and vice versa. By the time that post surfaced on strike, netizens began to share and some punktubers flamed it. The post became big in just a night, something that could have never happened. On one hand, Max was the synchronization test's world record holder, one who showed him having the best mechanic in the game. On the other hand, was Atlas, a man who was considered the mysterious god in the community thanks to his 100% SR, which was shown in Roach Planet's tournament. While everyone was excited, the preparation team was in a shamble. They were so busy that a lot groaned when moving to prepare for the event. But, because they were all given an extra $2,000 to work without rest, all of them never complained about anything. Spencer Company's researchers also arrived in the morning. Is everything ready? Don't make a mistake. We need every bit of data. Breeze has pushed himself for this, so we don't want to waste it. We will go to the R&D building right after this. No rest for you guys, but your pay will be doubled this month. Peter gave everyone a motivational speech and motivational money too, making them work faster. They set many things like cables and connected them to the VR capsule. Max was also told to put up a special suit that would record all his movement data inside the VR. The suit was skin-tight and had many sensors on it. It was uncomfortable to wear and he couldn't move freely in it. But that wasn't important. He would just sleep inside the VR capsule, after all. In his channel, many people were already in the waiting room. He just had to start the livestream and they would join to watch this competition between two people with the highest SR. At that moment, Breeze. Anyway, no danger was in the testing space. The test would be conducted in turn, with Max being the first. First, Max had to prepare the livestream. He had Bloodsucker ready in his room to control the stream, changing the screen from the camera that followed him to the one IRL to show the researcher's reaction. That would be valuable. One camera was also set in Atlas' lobby, which looked like a port city complete with the sea. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming today. Standing in a suit in his lobby, Max greeted the viewers. His eyes eyed the viewers, count. Viewers, 45,717. The plan was a success. When the stream reached its peak, it would surely break 50K viewers. Now, time to hide the facts about Lily's condition and make the viewers focus on him. Hello. An event right after the concert. Crazy. Why, ladies and gentlemen, where is your usual, hello guys? The concert was lit. I loved it. Where did you kidnap Lily? Tell us now. Ha ha ha, thank you. And I kidnap him in our apartment, so don't worry. And yes, it's an event after an event. This time, I am going to defend my world record from Atlas. I am quite confident to defend it, but let's see what happens. Max spread his arms wide and grinned. Now, please enjoy our competition. Feel free to share it to your friend. As we will broke the world record many times today. Max appeared in the white space, a nostalgic place where everything started. His journey to become a streamer only started at this place. Taking a deep breath, he calmed his nerves and walked to the green area. He made sure that he was in the right condition and warmed his body up. Let's start. The countdown started as the first test obstacle appeared in front of him. He immediately broke into a run. He jumped through the pit using the rope dangling in the middle and quickly climbed the wall by doing a double jump. What awaited him on the other side of the wall was an area full of wire. The opening was small, and he had to crawl to get past. But that didn't even stop his movement. When he was nearing the opening, he immediately slid on the ground, clearing the wire quickly. He arrived at the end of the first test in 22 seconds, 12 seconds faster than his first try. Holy shit. He's so fast. Is this Breeze's full power? This is beyond fast. Who could clear the first test in 12 seconds? Only Breeze can. Spread the words. People have to watch this. Watching it live is totally different from watching his edited run. This is beyond crazy. We're watching a history in the making. Amazing. Mr. Taka muttered in amazement as he watched the test. It's just 3 months since then, but he has improved a lot. People struggle to be 1 second faster, but he just casually created a new record by finishing 12 seconds faster than his previous record. It's not just amazing, it's insane. This is his real ability. Back then, he only played VR for less than a month, thus he hadn't figured how things work yet. But now, we can finally see his real time and the time when he pushes himself to the limit. Peter added. Indeed. And the second test is no different. Or rather, the forest is like Breeze's home. Mr. Taka commented as Max ran across the forest without lowering his speed on the screen. Balancing on the rock was also not a problem. He just jumped a few times until he reached the end, spending only 38 seconds in the test. The third test lasted a minute, there was no way to shorten it. Reacting to the laser that was slower than energy bullets were easy. Ooh, woo. Next. The energy. I can feel it from here. Breeze is really rushing things as if his life depended on it. Of course, he is. His WR is on risk. Lily covered her mouth with her hands. Unlike the viewers who didn't know the real reason this event was held, she pretty much knew everything. She was happy with his effort, at the same time worried. Max. Just watch, Lily. Peter said, patting her head. I will head to the researcher. If he's done, give him an A- grade nutritional supplement I prepared and a towel. That will make him happy. You don't need to tell me, brother. The test still continued. It was 4 minutes and 25 seconds when he arrived at the 8th test, a minute faster than his first try. The previous tests were a bit hard, so he struggled to get past them. However, he's pushing himself. His vital signs are so active. The 100% pain receptor also makes his heart beat faster. Continuing like this might be too dangerous, Mr. Taka. Dr. Artie, responsible for watching his vital signs, expressed his worry. Usually, he would stop the test here and ask the participant to rest. But today was not just a normal synchronization test, but they also had to get the best data to develop a new capsule. His eyes glanced at the researchers who were in joy because they got a lot of interesting data before turning back to Mr. Taka. After this, I suggest he log out for a while and rest IRL before continuing to the second test. This is my advice as a doctor. I will relay that to him. Mr. Taka nodded and looked at the screen. The 10th test is here. It will depend on this test whether he can create another news-shattering world record or not. Last time, he's here for 8 minutes. How long will he finish at this time? Still retaining the last speed and intensity, Max ran through the hallway filled with random traps without looking at his back. His concentration was at its peak. He entered the zone. Faster. Max jumped to the left to dodge an axe that suddenly appeared from the wall. He wasn't in a favorable position and had to roll. But when he rolled, he activated another trap. A lot of arrows were shot straight at him. He immediately pushed himself up with his hands and grunted. It was hard. The traps were more sophisticated than before. They were unpredictable and fast. Some were triggered just by him passing by, and some were triggered by touch. Some traps activated even before he reached them, catching him off guard. As a result, 15 seconds into the hallway full of traps, Max was killed by a combination of pitfall and fire trap. He was revived and ran like a madman once again. 10-meter axe, then arrows. 18-meter pitfall, I have to jump. Max recounted the traps he encountered in his mind. His eyes were moving so fast, his pupil turning left and right looking at the traps as he ran at full speed. 5 meters ahead are a fire trap, and then followed by a dagger. Wall run is the best way to deal with this. Choosing the best path by relying on his memory and reflex, Max advanced pretty quickly. Due to his previous attempt, he could somehow guess the trap's placement in advance. There was something that differentiated them. It was hard to see, but the sign was scattered here and there. His eyes never stopped moving since earlier searching for the clue of the trap. 100 meters now. There is that pitfall and fire. Double jump to the side and then rolling on the ground will do. There will be no other trap until 120 meters, then a fast arrow will appear right in the middle. I can avoid it by ducking, no need to decrease my speed. November LBJNN. By now, he didn't care about the time. He just wanted to be as fast as possible. Second death. Damn, he cleared 150 meters and only died twice. Is this also how he finished it in his WR? No, he died many times before. This try is better than his last one. I see. Mr. Taka nodded and looked at the screen. Max had reached the 240-meter line and died for the fourth time. The timer on the edge of the screen showed 8 hours 46 minutes and 40 seconds. To finish in under 10 minutes, he had to clear a 300 meters hallway filled with traps in under a minute and 13 seconds. I am now a little motivated. His lips, which were forming an eternal frown earlier, curled up. He kicked the ground and went low, dodging all the traps in the first 240 meters without much problem. The last 60 meters would prove to be a challenge. 9 hours 41 minutes and 58 seconds. Without a trap, crossing 60 meters under 20 seconds was pretty easy. Everyone could do it, but Max had to decrease his speed slightly and not take any risk. He knew Atlas would be faster than him, if the clip that he watched from Roach Planet saw anything about his skill. But that wasn't an excuse to try his best. He likes challenges, and he would do his best at them. 20 more meters. Another trap was waiting for him. This time, the trap almost filled the hallway, leaving no gap. Be careful. Fire. Be a man and dive through the fire and flame. This is bad, the worst NRG ever seen in the synchronization test. What will he do? What will he do? Unlike the chat that went crazy from the odd, Max was calm. His eyes naturally moved to find a gap, which he noticed immediately. And he also noticed the incoming danger hidden by the fire. Without reducing his speed, he slid on his knees through the flame. He felt a soaring heat against his skin, but he gritted his teeth and lowered his head. An arrow flew past him just as he exited the flame, cutting his hair. A centimeter. That was the distance for the arrow to hit his skull. After sliding, Max felt something odd. Shit. Max immediately picked himself up and leapt with all his strength. Just as he did that, spikes shot out from the floor, almost hitting him. If he was late for a second, his fate would be sealed. Thankfully, he noticed the hole on the floor. It was so close. Flying in the air, he extended his hand toward the red button. It looked so close and far at the same time. Reach it. Excitement rushed in him. He moved his body in a way that propelled him forward. Thanks to that. Ding ding ding. You have finished the synchronization test. Final time. 0 hours 9 minutes and 56 seconds, 29. Final time worldwide ranking, 1. He pressed it. Oh. A beastly scream escaped his lips as he pumped his hand in the air, sliding down the ground without thinking about the pain. Let's go. As the notification about his synchronization rate, which was 98.5%, showed up, his body was covered in blue light and he was teleported back to his personal lobby. He was still feeling it, the happiness of creating a new record. Being the new one to achieve sub 10 minutes in the synchronization test. It was a big achievement, proved by the amount of donation he received right now. Alpha Guy has donated 10,000 diamonds. K-Towner 123 has donated 5,000 diamonds. Sub 10 minute. Get Out the Way has donated 25,000 diamonds. That was fire. Literally through the fire and flames. Dragonhide has donated 15,000 diamonds. My man, you have created another history. As he did that, he looked at Max and smiled. Congratulations is in order. Your body has fully adapted to your SR. You will be able to do better movement inside VR next time you log in. Really? Max raised his voice in surprise. He became the center of attention at once and waved his hand, embarrassed, to tell everyone that nothing happened. Then, He lowered his voice and asked again. Is that why I feel like I can move faster so suddenly? My dynamic range expanded and it's as if I am not myself. Like, I can take everything far better than before. My reaction also increased. The last arrow seemed to be impossible to dodge, but I can react to it. Yes, that's probably thanks to your body and brain now used to VR. Many gamers, which I know of, often described it that way. You feel as if your character moves better than your own body by now, especially since you have a high SR. Indeed, when I logged out, I felt a bit sluggish, as if I am out of shape. It's probably because my body isn't in the perfect condition, right? It disappeared after I drank the nutritional supplement. It's case by case, but mostly what you described is one of the symptoms. Max nodded at Dr. Artie and looked at the screen. Atlas had entered the synchronization test field. The blonde-haired man started immediately after giving a go. The first and second tests went smoothly, but everyone's expectations were shattered. Not in a good way, but in a bad way. Atlas spent 15 more seconds than Max at clearing the 2 tests. But, the third test changed everything. Atlas wasn't hit even once by the lasers even though he moved pretty slow. It was as if he could see where the lasers traveled at a slow speed. His eyes moved pretty fast, even faster than Max's, showing his good vision and his reflex and movement was able to follow what his eyes saw. When the last lasers appeared, all Atlas did was stand in place. Max expected the laser to cut him, but no. He suddenly moved at the last second and stepped forward, dodging the first laser coming from one direction before quickly dodging the laser coming from behind. The lasers traveled fast, even faster than a car. Dodging one after another in less than a second was just inhuman. Max muttered as he grinned. He competed with a person that defied common sense. What did he see at 100% SR, I wonder? Is the world moving slowly for him? The rest of the test was similar to Max, the result was only different 1 to 3 seconds, give or take. What made their time vastly different was the last test. Ding ding ding. You have finished the synchronization test. Final time. 008-1229. Final time worldwide ranking. 1. Atlas managed to finish without getting killed even once. Now I am a little motivated. After Atlas' turn was done, Max went once again. He could feel the difference in his avatar's control, just like Dr. Artie had mentioned before. He was doing his best as this was his last run in this test. The first 9 tests were pretty easy. He managed to cut 20 seconds out of his previous time, arriving at the 10th test in 5 minutes. Watching Atlas' 10th run made him realize something. Atlas isn't going fast at the 10th test and focuses on dodging with precision. The blonde-haired man capitalized everything in his arsenal and used his strongest weapon, his dynamic vision and a reaction time that was faster than Max's. It was a doable strategy for Max, but he wouldn't do that. Doing that was equivalent to throwing away his biggest weapon, his speed. So, he gambled. If this succeeded, he might have got a faster time than Atlas. He hoped the goddess of RNG would stay by her side and not be jealous of his girlfriend, Lily. I beg you, dear goddess. Give me an easy trap. He ran at full speed and concentrated. This guy has no chill. Did he not learn from Atlas? The man moves slow so he can react to the trap in no time. No, Breeze did what all speedrunner do. Risk it all to gain the fastest time. This man is a real speedrunner. Don't forget that Atlas moves slowly because he's a tactician in Horizon Online. Villain tactician. Go Breeze. Sub 8 is possible. Atlas has shown the way. Getting used to the kind of traps available, Max skillfully dodged them all. He arrived at the 100-meter line in no time without having a scratch. From now on, the hallway would get narrower each 10 meters, which would help him to wall run and wall jump easily. This wasn't a problem at all for him. He continued down the hallway and then, fuck. The RNG goddess was jealous of his girlfriend. 3 traps activated at the same time in a span of 1 meter. An axe was swinging from the middle, and the fire shot from the wall near the ground to the left and right, creating an X shape. To make things worse, a 2-meter-long pitfall suddenly appeared in front of him. Damn you, RNG goddess. RNG not friendly, 1 star. This is hell. He got bad RNG, so much that it don't allow him to progress. Isn't this just impossible? How can he get past this? If you get past this without dying even once, I will donate 100,000 diamonds. Sub 8 minutes was now impossible because of the second annoying trap, but there was still a chance to beat Atlas. 30 meters to the red button. Max jumped to dodge a flying axe. He rolled on the ground and got bruises on his arms, but it didn't take 1 second to recover and continue. 8 hours 6 minutes and 21 seconds. 14 meters from the finish and red button. Another fire trap plus pitfall combo appeared. Max immediately rushed and leapt before the fire intensified. He got burned but not so bad. He could still jump once again to clear the course. He had to admit that he was too careful in the first half, spending a lot of time strategizing. He didn't plan to go slower, but he did. If he went with the speed that he showed in the first run, he would arrive at this point in under 8 minutes. But he couldn't complain. 8 hours 8 minutes and 24 seconds. 3 seconds left to break the record. Max was 4 meters away. No trap was in sight. A grin appeared on his face as he leapt forward, stretching his hand. The palm of his hand hit the red button. And for the 3rd time today. Ding ding ding. You have finished the synchronization test. Final time. 0 hours 8 minutes and 9 seconds, 89. Final time worldwide ranking, 1. The world record was once again broken. Man Offwards has donated 100,000 diamonds. Not unscratched but epic. Here are the promised diamonds. Pog has donated 50,000 diamonds. Breeze Pog. Freaking Noob has donated 10,000 diamonds. This is history. Leave my mark here. Donations more than before poured in. And for the first time ever, Max turned on the chat and looked at his viewers count. Viewers, 279k. Yes, he didn't need to worry about finishing the quest or achieving a new milestone for a long time. He went and broke his own streaming record. Less than quest completed magnificently. Extra reward will be sent to your address. Greater than. Less than a glimpse of the future can be seen anytime in the system menu. Please watch responsibly. Greater than find exclusive stories on Empire. Less than new quest will be available in 18 days. Greater than. As soon as Max exited the capsule and looked at his system's menu, he was greeted with 2 new notifications. He smiled, knowing that he didn't need to worry about watching the glimpse of the future in his current exhausted condition. Something else surprised him, though. Atlas. Max called out to the blonde-haired man that was somehow sitting on a chair with his girlfriend, Farron, attending to him. Aren't you going to do your second run? He asked curiously. No. Atlas shook his head and looked at his hand. It was trembling. I have used 100% SR too much. It's burdening my body and I can't continue with my best abilities. I believe if I go right now, I will need more than 10 minutes and die many times at the 3rd and last test. Max looked at his condition and, indeed, Atlas wasn't really in his best. He could still continue and was still as good as a professional player. Still, I know what you want to say and I apologize. I tried to get the fastest time possible and lifted the setting that limits my SR to 99% for more than a minute. A 1% difference. Max was curious about the difference between 99% and 100%. Not only him, but the chat was also curious. Is the difference that much? Why does he limit himself to 99% and not use his 100% SR for a long time? Burdening his body. Why? Researchers, tell us about it. It's just like high SR makes one tired quickly. At 100% SR, it's said that human unlocked a strange potential. Like superpower. Nah, BS. We're not in a fantasy world. Not superpowers, but their reaction times and reflexes increased. That much use a lot of stamina. They just have no stamina to handle the burden placed on their body by their minds. Max read the chat and looked at Atlas. He showed the chat and asked, is this true? Because even having 98.5% SR, I don't feel anything different with my body. except that I can move better than my physical body because the VR avatar is the ideal state that I can achieve. Atlas hummed and raised his head. Can you mute the conversation a little? I don't think this should be published yet. ? Not published yet. What does he mean? Max's expressions changed a few times. From surprise to disbelief and finally into a thoughtful one. Max, Lily called out worriedly, and only then did he snap out of it. Oh, sorry. I was lost in my thoughts. He answered with a smile. He shouldn't think about many things now. If he wanted to find out, he just had to help create the new capsule and, hopefully, recalibrate it to increase his SR. Breeze, say something. Don't leave us hanging. What kind of secrets are they talking about? The camera is not focusing at all, but I know that Breeze is surprised. To make Breeze change his expressions that many times. This must be big. Find out Atlas, secret. Do it at any cost. The chat became chaotic because of the curious secret. If Max did nothing, it would escalate to something bad. So, he gave a sign to Bloodsucker to lift the mute and said, "Sorry, guys. It's not that big of a secret but still very surprising. But don't dig into it. It is related to Atlas, personal privacy. It's a breach of a law if you try to uncover his secret." At the mention of a law, everyone went quiet at once. I was just joking about uncovering it, right? Yeah, we won't play with the law no matter how curious we are. We won't do that. Yes, definitely. Won't. Don't be so serious, Breeze. We know that something is best kept a secret. Do spill it to me later. It seems your viewers are curious. Atlas chuckled, enjoying the chaos he caused. Please don't worry. After the third Horizon Cup in August, I will disclose this secret to all people. Support our team, Crazy Couple, to win this cup just like the last 2 years. Sure. The unbeatable champions. Crazy Couple. I know that you're not heartless, Atlas. While the viewers got excited, Max and Lily looked at Atlas in disbelief. So that's how you guys got the Crazy Couple title. He retorted in his mind. The rest of the livestream was about short chats. The viewers began to leave, only around 30,000 stayed behind to watch. Watching the count dwindle from 200,000 to just 30,000 was a bit sad, but this was streamer life. Max was used to this. Because the researchers and Peter were still busy, Max ended the livestream shortly after and talked to Mr. Taka about the next plan. All promotions would still be ongoing until the streamer wars in 20 days. Max also talked about the event proposal he gave Mr. Taka before and told him that they didn't need to rush now. Today's small event boasted his followers and subscribers past the 1 million mark. But, Mr. Taka had a different plan. We will keep the promotion until the predetermined plan. And as you suggested, we will delay your event but will keep preparing for it. In addition, we have been invited to a reality show called Couple Paradise Island. Are you interested in it? Couple Paradise Island. The name sounded like an R-rated reality show. He looked at Mr. Taka in disbelief and the man quickly explained. It's nothing suspicious. The reality show is all about how a couple spends their time on vacation. There will be 3 pairs, and some games will also be held to make things interesting. It's just a regular reality show that our secondary company held. There is a hefty fee for participating. Knowing Max's weakness, Mr. Taka tried to tempt him with money. However, that was in the past. Max didn't need to think about money for now. He had enough to last him a few years. And more importantly, this was a couple shows. So he couldn't decide it himself. I will ask Lily first. But as you know, she's. Please don't worry about it. The reality show is held in real life. Hence, the name. Aha. Max chuckled, you're right. I will think about it positively. Thank you, Mr. Taka. You have helped me a lot. I can't appreciate your help enough. Ha, we should help each other when needed. And contact me soon about the show. I will. Both of them knew that it was just empty talk, but they did help each other a few times before. And thus, Max left the hall. Returning to his room, he found Lily sitting on the balcony chair, looking at New Eden City's night scenery. She was humming while moving her head left and right, her long hair was moving gently from the breeze. Her appearance now was like a night fairy that came to visit. Looking sad but strong, she believed that there would be a way to solve her problem. Approaching her slowly, Max called out with a soft voice. "Lily, are you free? What's wrong? Is there a problem?" "A problem. Just a little bit. HNN. Max wondered how he should tell her about his mistake. But then, there was no need to worry because they were free anyway. Letting out a sigh, he scratched the back of his head. "The thing is, we need to depart to the shooting location tomorrow." Hearing what Max had said, Lily's expression turned cold. She looked at him in disbelief. "Max, yes, I know. It's my fault for not confirming the schedule. My bad." Before she could continue her sentence, Max cut her off and apologized. Lily could only sigh and shook her head. "My boyfriend is such a workaholic. When will he slow down and rest? I am so worried about his health." She could only think of it inside her mind. Because she knew that Max was doing his best for her. It even made her feel insecure. "He's just too good for me. Am I good enough for him yet?" Raising her head, she met his warm gaze. He tilted his head and asked, "Are you angry at me?" Lily nodded her head and leaned it against his shoulder. "As punishment, become my pillow until I fall asleep." "Ha ha ha, that's a harsh punishment." He chuckled and relaxed his muscles so his body didn't feel stiff. Lily noticed that and smiled. "You're dummy, you know that." How harsh. "Please stop being angry, Lily." "No. And you're in charge of bringing my bag tomorrow." They had a friendly banter as their bodies touched each other. The night sky was clear, but no stars could be seen due to light pollution. Still, it was a nice, silent night. Perfect to forget the misfortune that happened to them yesterday. Early in the morning, Max prepared his and Lily's bag before leaving for the airport. Just as promised the night before, Max helped Lily bring her luggage and she walked without holding anything. Michael had already been waiting at the entrance with a hovercar for them. When the manager noticed the bags Max was holding in his hands, he immediately sprung up to help. "Thank you. It's a part of my job," Michael said as he put all of them in the trunk. "Please enter. Unfortunately, I can only escort you until the airport. I have already ordered the flight and everything. Someone would be waiting for you there to guide you. You will find her easily." "That's enough." The hovercar silently drove to the airport and dropped them at the entrance. Max's and Lily's luggages were lightweight, so they didn't need to visit the luggage service and just carried the bags inside the plane. Their destination was the southwest area of the United Nations, in a tropical island called Woah. The flight would last for 3 to 4 hours, enough for them to get some rest and sleep they missed from waking up early. Lily did just that. She wasn't a morning person and was still tired, so she fell asleep with her head leaned against Max's shoulder. He covered her with his jacket so she wouldn't get cold. As for him, "It's time to check that," he thought, opening his system menu. Beside the usual less than quest greater than menu, there was a new section called less than reward greater than. This must be where that glimpse of the future was stored and could be seen. Suddenly, he felt nervous. What if the future wasn't like the one he expected? Sure, Farron said that he could always change it with his action, but that didn't mean anything now. Something scary would still be scary even when he knew how to deal with them. And just as he thought, the plane landed at Woah on time. Max left the airport with Lily in tow. Michael told them that someone would fetch them and they wouldn't miss her, but "Okay, there is no way we miss her," Max commented after he saw someone with a floating screen above her head. The screen had "Breeze and Lover" written on it. But that wasn't why he wouldn't miss the person. "Is she wearing a bunny costume?" Lily asked, surprised by the appearance of the person. Her eyes widened and sparkled. "She even has bunny ears." Max looked at his girlfriend and smiled wryly. He almost forgot that Lily was a bunny enthusiast and loved it to death. Of course, she would be excited to meet someone dressed like a bunny girl. Thankfully, this type of bunny girl was a safe one with a skirt instead of one often met in a club. It was one of an anime character called Usagi Bun, which was popular lately. Over here. This way. The cosplayer waved her hand excitedly as she spotted Max and Lily. The couple indeed stood out among the others, just like the bunny girl. Combined, the three of them became the center of attention pretty quickly. Hello. My name is Gloria, BioShow's staff. I will be your guide and chaperone until the shooting is over. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, I am Breeze. Max introduced himself and gestured to Lily. And she's Lily Pixel. Let's just call her that because that's her streamer name. Lily nodded. She didn't want to be called White Lily outside. It was embarrassing. Understood. Gloria answered with a salute. The hologram screen disappeared as she gestured for them to follow her. We can't stay here any longer. People began to gather after realizing who both of you are. Looking around, Max noticed a few people pointing at them and shrieked. The concert from 2 days ago and yesterday's world record-breaking event was still fresh in everyone's mind. I guess you're right, he said, smiling wryly. Let us go to a quieter place, if you would guide us. It's my pleasure, Gloria said, beaming into a smile. The hover car is located right outside. This way. As they were moving to the shooting location, Gloria explained the schedule for today and the shooting that started in 2 days. There will be no schedule for today. However, we have a briefing in the evening tomorrow. The briefing will be held at Seaside Bendice Hotel where you are staying. Ah, the hotel is located near the beach, hence named Seaside. Gloria loved to add trivia to her explanation, making it a bit interesting to be heard. A monotone and boring explanation wasn't the thing she was good at. Rather than a guide from a company, she acted like a tour guide. With her bright personality, she would probably be perfect for the job. Unlike Max who only thought about it, Lily voiced it out. You're like a tour guide. Ha ha ha, am I? Gloria laughed, clearly enjoying being compared to a tour guide. Actually, my dream was to become a tour guide for Woah. However, my parents stopped me, saying that the tour business has been in decline. They want me to live a stable life and recommended taking a job at a VR-related company. Max nodded in understanding. In his past life, the tour industry was flourishing. It was one of the industries that made a lot of money. However, in this world, VR technology has flourished. The graphic was really close to the real world. A person who experienced VR for the first time wouldn't be able to differentiate them at all. And in VR world, many fantastical holiday spots were created. They were places that couldn't be easily reached IRL. And in some holiday lobbies, there were even floating islands or world-end waterfalls. People could even swim in the air, making the holiday even better and, more importantly, cheaper. Though some people still preferred IRL holiday spots with real food, those people were only rich ones who could afford the expensive lodging and everything else. In a way, we are having a free paid vacation now. Max thought as he looked outside the window, taking in the scenery. In the distance, the sea glittered like diamonds, reflecting the sunlight on its surface. It looked beautiful. And on the other side of the window, a big building stood majestically. Unlike the usual building that was built with higher floors to save space, this building was large and didn't seem to care about space at all. Finding the new building to be interesting, Max decided to ask his guide. What is that building over there? He pointed at the said building. Lily looked over and hummed. She was also interested in it, as it was different from the modern building they often found. Ah, that's a pretty famous building in the United Nations. Have you ever heard of Culinary School? That's the one called Woah Culinary School, the best one in Woah and Southeast United Nation. Culinary School. Max muttered as he looked at the building. Was it here? The one that Nina talked about. Isn't Nina also in Culinary School, Max? Is this the one she attended? Having the same thought, Lily asked him. He looked at her and nodded. Oh, friend, is it the one who gave you that knife? The ponytailed girl giggled, teasing her. But that didn't work. Yup. Do you want to meet him, Callie? Obviously. Callie exclaimed without pausing. Ah, reunion between two who have been separated by circumstances. How romantic. Stop that. It's cringe. The cool girl cooed, making a disgusting expression. Che, that's why you have no boyfriend yet, Yina. Huh. Say that once more. Yina raised her chin, looking down at Callie. Your boyfriend also broke up with you a week ago, right? That was his fault, not mine. I just wanted to eat at that restaurant and yet he said the meal wasn't even delicious. Can you believe that? Excuses. You are. Both of them went into their usual argument as Nina laughed dryly on the side. She looked at the pot filled with the stew and smiled. I hope they like it, she thought. At that moment, the argument escalated. Yina and Callie glared at each other and both raised their voices. Looking at them, Nina heaved a sigh. I need to stop them before it becomes troublesome. Girls, let's stop at that. Let's do something more productive. But, Nina, tell this girl, Nina. Alright, I will listen, okay. Nina smiled at them and tried her best to calm them down. It worked. They looked at each other for a second before nodding. They didn't want to piss off Nina. There was one instance where the bright girl got pissed off because someone made fun of her and that didn't end well. If you say so. Yes, ma'am. Nina nodded in satisfaction. She liked her new friends despite their frequent arguments. But she liked them more when they were friendly with each other. I wonder if Max and Lily will like them too. I will introduce them tomorrow morning. I hope I don't disturb you. In the morning of the next day they arrived at Woah. Max never expected for a guest to meet them in the hotel. Nina, I am glad you can come. Yeah, Lily. Thanks for informing me. But it seemed like only he didn't know about it. The girls were hugging each other as Max looked dazed. His gaze went to two girls who looked surprised behind Nina. One of them, the one with a ponytail, even dropped her jaw. BB Breeze. And White Lily. Oh my god. Are they real? Am I meeting the real ones? Yina, pinch my cheek. Gladly. Ouch. It hurts, so it's real. Wow. They are in the flesh. The cool girl pinched the other girl's cheek until it was red, but she didn't seem to mind it and still looked at Max with excitement that could go up to the roof. She couldn't calm down and went to Nina's side when she separated from Lily. Nina, you never told me that your friend is White Lily and Breeze. You said this Max guy is here, how come he's Breeze? I mean, does that make sense? Huh, I heard White Lily call him Max yesterday. I thought it was different Max. Calm down, Callie. Yina chirped in. You bothered other people in this lobby. I knew you would be like this, so I never told you anything. Nina giggled at her friend's excitement. Sorry. I was just, too excited. You know that I loved his content and I followed White Lily for 2 years. Callie whimpered and looked at Lily. See, can I get your autograph? Sure. Yay. Lily was taken aback by her energy and looked at Max, asking for help. He only chuckled at her and watched her troubled. Please, sign it here. Happy to get the autograph, Callie took out a white shirt from her bag. This shirt was one of the merchandise that was sold in the concert. I am unable to watch the concert live on stage, but I did watch the livestream. The last dance with Breeze was so amazing that I cried. That was the best concert ever. Callie exclaimed energetically, but then she realized her mistake again. I did it again. Sorry. I heard that you met with Breeze and Lily Pixel. Are you guys friends? Nina didn't like where this was going, but she nodded nonetheless. She didn't want the school to use her connection to them for their benefit. But, she was thinking too much. Great. The senior clapped her hands, that was perfect. Yes, this is a blessing. The bespectacled professor nodded and sighed heavily, as if a burden was lifted. Confused, Nina looked at them respectively and asked, what could be a problem? There is no problem, and don't worry, you're not punished or anything. Rather, may I ask a favor? Student Nina, if you don't mind, please listen to us and help us. Nina narrowed her eyes. At least I can listen. Both the senior and the professor nodded at each other. Then, the senior continued. Will you join our event committee? We're having a bit of a problem preparing for the event. Actually, our school will be a shooting location for Couple Paradise Island, and we are given a task to prepare for the dishes that participants hate. And, Nina asked, urging the senior to continue. One of the participants is Breeze and Lily Pixel. We don't have a clue what kind of dish they dislike, so having someone who knows them is a blessing. Nina's eyes widened in realization. She hummed and realized this was the work Max and Lily talked about. She considered the offer carefully, but was it worth it to tell them what Max disliked? I can see his funny reaction, so that's good. But, my grade. Noticing her hesitation, the professor pushed up his glasses. I will give you an A in social contribution for this semester. I'd gladly help the event committee. Having the hardest social subject secured, Nina readily agreed to join. Sorry, Max, but I am bad at that subject. At night, Max and Lily finally met with the crew and the other cast for the reality show. This show would then be edited and posted on PunkTube by Bio's show. Tonight's briefing would be a gathering to get to know each other. The staff would also share do's and don'ts to the casts. Hello. Max greeted the others with a soft smile as he entered the briefing room. He looked around and found many people in the lounge, some were busy moving around while some just interacted with the others. He quickly found the other two cast, as they were sitting on the couches on the side with that strange man with a thick brown beard from the video. They looked at him and Lily, and the strange man stood up and waved at them. Ah, finally, the last couple is here, he exclaimed, smiling gently. We've been waiting for you. Now, please sit with the other cast. I will explain how this show works to you. Sure, thank you. Max nodded and went to the empty couch, beside a cute couple who nodded at them. He gave them a nod too and focused his attention toward the strange bearded man for now. Note that strange man was just Max's impression of him after he watched the reality show. First of all, let me introduce myself. You can call me Mr. Strange, not Strange Man. My real name is Chuman, but you won't use that in this show. I mean, I look strange, right? Ha ha ha. But apparently his name was indeed Mr. Strange. From how he dressed like a magician with a baseball cap, it wasn't strange to call him Mr. Strange. What is this? A gag? Max couldn't help but laugh, but he quickly stopped, thinking that it was rude. However, the other two couples had also laughed after hearing Mr. Strange's introduction. Even Lily giggled a little. An ability to make people laugh with just a silly introduction. Now that was a talent. There is a reason behind this show's success. Max thought. I won't explain it a lot, K. This show, maybe some of you or all have seen it, is a family-friendly one. So I hope none of you smoke or drink. Any slurs and bad words are prohibited. If you are frustrated, just shout, gorilla, or lion, or anything friendly. But gorillas and lions aren't friendly. One of the girls, from the leftmost couple, retorted. She laughed the loudest as the blue-haired man beside her tried to stop her from interrupting the explanation. The girl didn't stop and still laughed, though. She had a low tolerance for jokes and funny things. And probably, she was the dominant one in their relationship. I see. Thanks, Max. Irie beamed in a smile as Max's head turned at her. He has the same name as me. He thought, looking at the blonde-haired boy. Well, my name isn't exactly rare. And I am called Breeze here, so I don't think that matters. Max, he has the same name as you. Lily whispered, seemingly amused. Hee hee, that's funny. Max smiled wryly. His girlfriend was just as innocent as that Irie girl. Though, Lily already knew how the world worked, so, she wasn't as innocent as the other girl. Talking about Irie, she looked at Mr. Strange and bowed her head. My apologies for disturbing the explanation. Please continue it, sir. It's fine. Ha ha ha, we have some unique participants. He laughed and waved his hands. My explanation is finished. I can't hold you guys for long in this place. Go have some rest or feel free to talk to the others. We will shoot at 9 a.m. tomorrow, so no rush. Mr. Strange said a few more things before he bid farewell. He also went to rest and leave everything to the staff. And so, left alone, the couples looked at each other. The idle girl called Queenie grinned as her eyes landed on Lily, a competitiveness burned inside. Hey, White Lily, she called out with a loud voice. I will beat you. With a HMPF, she stood out and walked away. June, Her lover was confused and followed her quickly after apologizing. Lily only followed the girl without saying anything. When Queenie disappeared, she looked at Max and tilted her head. What happened? I don't know. Max shrugged his shoulders and stood up. More importantly, what do you want for dinner? Lily's eyes sparkled as she jumped from the couch. Fish. Smiling at her, he nodded. Sounds good. Let's get one. Both of them left the briefing room. The last couple still sat on the couch, mainly because Irie looked panicked and she shook her boyfriend's shoulder frantically. What should we do, Maxwell? There will be violences. Not a single couple stayed to converse. Max and Lily were still tired from everything, so they slept early. The next day, they gathered in the briefing room again early in the morning for preparation and makeup. They performed makeup in a different area of the room. Max and Lily were assigned 4 people to take care of them, 2 more than the other couples. It was clear that they were the favorite here. When he asked the staff why they were getting preferential treatment, an anonymous donation has arrived. Those makeup artists were from that kind person, was the answer. So that's why I feel familiar with them. It must be either Mr. Taka or Peter. Max thought as he looked at them. They only smiled and nodded at him. We will make Miss Lily the prettiest girl in the United Nations. One of the makeup artists bragged confidently. Max was not going to say no to that. They were here to work and not to make friends with other couples. If they could get along, that was a plus. But if not, it wasn't like they were going to see each other again after this. Having money and connection is the best, he mused, especially since the thing he enjoyed came from his hard work. After the makeup was done, the guide for the representative couple came to them to take them to the shooting location. Which meant, Max and Lily were guided by Gloria again. And the woman in question was now wearing a proper business suit instead of the cosplay. Please leave it to me. I will take you to the shooting area the fastest among the others. I know all the back alleys around this area. No, please just take us safely. The back alleys are safe. Please don't worry about it. I will just keep it. They have given them to us, so we will accept it. Let's just drink it when we feel that the effect of our old supplement wears off. I understand. Both of them saved the B-grade nutritional supplement in their pocket. Somam's staff looked at them, but Max didn't care. Even if he had $1 million, a $2,000 supplement was still something expensive. Besides, it was their right to drink them, so wasn't it okay to save them for later? Like food. The other cast only arrived 20 minutes later, like the first staff told them. They gathered together with Mr. Strange to prepare for the shoot right away. Only then did Max appreciate what Gloria did for them, arriving faster so they could get used to the new place first. Alright, when this light turns green, that means the camera is rolling. Mr. Strange will give a short introduction and prepare for a surprise. Is everyone ready? The camera staff explained briefly and everyone nodded. No need to be tense. Just enjoy it, Mr. Strange reassured. It didn't take long to prepare and the light turned green. As soon as that happened, Mr. Strange spread his arms and looked at the camera. Today, we have 3 unique couples. All of them are going to compete in many competitions as usual, but today's competitions are more challenging, bigger, and wilder. Everyone will compete for $100,000 in the line. They will do. Mr. Strange didn't do the usual Punktuber's introduction and went straight to the content. He didn't even introduce the participants. That didn't need to be done as the editing team would take care of that later. And then, I have hidden 5 papers around this resort. Each paper has instructions on what to do next, and they are unique to each other. Find them and whoever finishes first will get a reward. Mr. Strange exclaimed excitedly. After hearing that, Max spent no time and ran with Lily. He had heard enough. Oh, our first participant has moved while the other 2 are staying still. Mr. Strange said, looking back at the 2 bewildered couples. What are you doing? Go now. You will lose to them if you stay here. Max and Lily navigated through the crowd and found a map of the resort. This was their first plan after knowing Mr. Strange's way of playing games in his reality show. We will certainly be given a task. The first thing we have to do is to find clues in a map. By remembering the map, we will have a pretty good advantage over the others. While they were looking at the map, a small camera floating in the air caught everything. 3 of such cameras followed them from different angles to get the best shoot. One which stayed close to get their close-up expression. As a gamer and a streamer, Max wanted to win this game while giving entertainment to those watching. So, he voiced his opinion instead of keeping it to himself unless it was to create tension. Mr. Strange said that he hid 5 papers around this resort, right? And each paper has different instructions to who finds them. Max said, looking at the map intently, "Do you notice something from this map that is related to that, Lily?" Humming audibly, Lily looked at the map. When she noticed this something Max talked about, she exclaimed, "Ah! There are 5 different areas in this resort." Indeed. Max nodded, a grin plastered on his face. And we're currently in the common area, the one in the middle of all 5 different areas. We probably will find a clue on how to find those papers once we visit each area. I think so too. The closest from here is. Lily traced the star, where they were now, to the nearby area. Restaurant. Yeah, the smallest out of 5. Max added, humming curiously. Let's go there for now. I heard hurried footsteps from the other couples in the distance. They probably also realized this clue. Praising other participants to make him look friendly was also important. But, not that they are as fast as us, though. Appearing confident was the most important. Max and Lily smiled at each other before they broke into running. Among the 3 couples entering this reality show, only Lily wore long pants and clothes fit to move around. The others wanted to appear as pretty as possible, so they wore feminine clothes. Lily didn't care about that. She knew that Max loved her style and she wouldn't change it for the audience. If they wanted to see her pretty and wore a dress, they should just visit her concert. That was the only place beside the party where she would wear something that embarrassing. Before long, they arrived at the restaurant area. It was bustling with people trying to get a meal. But, it wasn't that crowded or bad. It was a normal condition as people who had just arrived at the resort chose to have breakfast here. Max looked around to find a clue. He guessed Mr. Strange wouldn't make this too hard, considering the show was only for around 40 to 60 minutes. And indeed, they found the clue right away. Just like other people, Max wanted to brag about his girlfriend's good points. And this was the perfect chance for that. When they arrived at the Lost Child Center, the girl was reunited by her mom. The older woman thanked Lily and Max before giving them a paper. Or rather, she just shoved the paper into their hands without giving them a chance to refuse. "Please take this. Thank you very much. Bye, big sister. Bye." Both mother and child walked away as if to escape them. But the kid, having taken a liking to Lily after talking for a while, waved her hand excitedly. After they disappeared from sight, Lily looked at Max. "Shall we continue finding the paper?" she asked, oblivious of what just happened. Max only smiled at her and said, "We don't need to. I already got it." "Huh," she gasped, "when?" "Just now." He chuckled and raised the paper given by the mother earlier. The paper given by the kid's mother earlier was the paper we are looking for. "We have completed the first clue and will move to the next one." So that child wasn't lost. Yeah, Max nodded, she was just a part of the clue. Her role is to guide us to the paper. Hearing that, Lily sighed in relief. It's a good thing she wasn't lost. She said, "So, Max. Let's get to the next clue." Max chuckled at her energy. He was also glad that Lily wasn't dejected and even enjoyed this reality show a lot. "Alright, let's go." Finding a quiet place, Max opened the paper and read the content. There was a number 5 written above a series of instructions. 1. Gather ingredients to make fried rice. 2. Cook fried rice for guests in the restaurant. You have to convince them since it's not on the menu. P.S. We have prepared a kitchen in booth 5, please use that one. 3. Gather 5 feet. Good job. Medals to finish the instruction. Bring the medals to Mr. Strange to finish the first game. Max wanted to shout when he read the instruction. In summary, they had to open a restaurant, cook for the guests and get 5 medals from those guests to finish the game. They probably got this instruction because they got the restaurant area paper. The other must have had different tasks to finish. The problem was, he didn't know who had medals. Were all guests in this resort had it? Or only those special guests from the show had the medals? It was unknown. Or so he thought before Lily called out to him. Max, is that the medal? She pointed at a booth with a sign, Medal Exchange, written on top. Many people exchanged their money in that place. $10 for, good job, medal, $5 for, do your best, medal, and $1 for, thank you, medal. Max now knew what those medals meant. They were currency in this resort. But, there was a problem. $10 fried rice. Who would buy something like that? The meal around here was just 99 cents or $4.99. They were already cut by the entrance fee to the resort. No one would spend $10 for a simple fried rice. Wait, there isn't a rule to sell only one fried rice for $10. Our task is just to gather 5 feet good job, medals. As long as we make $50, then that's it. And getting money from opening a restaurant wasn't all from selling the main dish. They could also sell their service. Lily, let's buy the ingredients quickly and head to booth 5. I have an idea how to clear this task as fast as possible. Let's cook. Call a friend. Somehow, that smug grin made him look sillier than usual. Call a friend. It was a move often used in a quiz in Max's past life. When one was in a pinch, they could use this move to ask help from a friend. There was no guarantee the said friend would answer or knew the answer to that question. However, Max's friend was overqualified for this. That friend would answer and would definitely have something he desperately needs right now. 15 minutes after he called a friend, that particular someone arrived while holding a bag full of groceries. The bag was filled to the brim with white onion, soy sauce, fresh eggs, and even green onions. Are they good? A brown-haired girl asked curiously as he watched Max take out the groceries and lined them up on the table. Looking at everything he had, he nodded in satisfaction. Yeah, they're good. Thanks, Nina. You're a lifesaver. Lily added with a smile. Ha ha ha, I did nothing significant. I just took them from my dorm. Besides, you paid me twice the price and even sent someone to fetch me. This is the least I can do to help a friend in need. Indeed, the lifesaver, the friend who was overqualified to help in cooking preparation was Nina. Max knew she would have those simple ingredients in her fridge. Also, do you need help cooking? I doubt both of you can handle those. Nina looked out of the booth where a line was formed before the booth even opened. Some people had recognized Max and spread the news online. If he didn't stop them early by saying there wasn't much stock, the line would get longer than it was now. Even so, he could see more than 20 people lining up, waiting for him to open. Right. There is no rule of not getting help, so please handle the order with Lily. Teach her how to take orders and deliver the food to the customer, please. You can leave it to me. Nina exclaimed confidently. To put the assignment they received simply, it was hard. For other people, that was. Okay. 2 more orders incoming. These are the last ones. 2 fried rice incoming. Nina skillfully took the order and Lily delivered them. In the kitchen, Max cooked in a large amount at once, ensuring the order didn't stop. In just 30 minutes, they had depleted their ingredients and made a big profit. Their GJ coins doubled, and so did the DYB. They only sold around 50 servings, but that was enough to finish the assignment. Many people were disappointed that they didn't sell more as the fried rice was unexpectedly delicious, more than the other foods sold in the restaurant area. I am sorry, but we will come back and open more if we have a chance. After saying that, Max broke into a run. He left every medal except for 5 gigajoules needed to finish the assignment to Nina. Just exchange those back to money and save it. That's your pay. Hey, this is too much. Who pays $500 for 30 minutes of labor? Me. That's also for the groceries and inconvenience fee. Thanks. Thanks Nina. Let's meet again later. Lily waved her friend goodbye and they went to Mr. Strange in the common area. The crowd slowed them down a little. They had to navigate carefully not to bump into any of them and cause an accident. When they arrived at the common area, the cameras set around the perimeter followed them. Looking around, Max noticed that they were first to arrive. Either the other groups hadn't found a paper yet or their assignments were as hard as theirs, he didn't know. One thing he knew was that he won this first race. Mr. Strange, who was relaxing around, jumped out of his chair and put on his baseball cap. He entered the camera's shooting distance and exclaimed. The atmosphere around that couple was just as lovely as before. Meanwhile, the third couple, June and Queenie, didn't look that tired. However, the girl wore a disgusted face and grumbled loudly. I don't want to touch that frog. Why should I take care of them and move them to a new aquarium? This assignment made no sense. We're idols, not zookeepers. But that doesn't mean we can skip it. Besides, someone had finished their assignment ahead of us. Good. I can stay away from that place thanks to them. Let me. It was White Lily's pair. I should just grab those frogs with a claw and brave myself. I am so embarrassed now. It's your fault, June. Why me? I didn't know they had claws to move the animal gently until we were called back. I bet they are hiding them. Curse them. Language, Queenie. They looked as lively as ever, with Queenie taking the lead. Max smiled wryly as the idle girl glared at Lily. While Lily only looked at her without any interest, as if Queenie was just another person passing by. After everyone gathered and made a line, Mr. Strange coughed into his hand and pointed at the camera. Everyone, the first game has finished. Let's offer our congratulations to coupled Breeze and Lily Pixel. They are fast, skillful, kind, and lucky. They managed to finish the first assignment, gather, create, and sell fried rice in less than 2 hours. What a beast. An artificial applause coming from the speaker and the paid spectators rang. Max didn't realize that they had gathered around until now. When did they show up? He wondered. Without wasting a minute, let's move to the second game. If the first one is to see the couple's hard work and cooperation, then we will now test their compatibility and knowledge. Mr. Strange laughed strangely and spun around. Yes, this is the segment you were waiting for. He exclaimed loudly and stopped, spreading his arms at a perfect time. Couple quiz time. Couple quiz time. Just like its name, it was a quiz designed to be answered by a couple or one of them. Mr. Strange would be the one giving the question as well as the judge of this quiz. 3 booths and a podium were put in the open area. Light shone on the booths and the podium. Many spectators curious about what happened stopped by and watched. Behind Mr. Strange, who stood at the podium, was a large screen, showing a 5x5 grid with numbers starting from 1 to 25. Alright, couples. Behind me is a grid with numbers, as you can see. Each number has a question about your couple, about yourself, or even about your relationship. Do remember, every grid has a different question. And all you need to do is to answer them. A simple quiz. There was nothing hard about it. Each question will have different scores. A couple who managed to gather the highest score will get a CP, couple point. Mr. Strange continued to explain the rules. That's it. Can the boys come here, please? We won't need you guys in this section. That's a harsh way to say it, Mr. Strange. Can you at least say, this is Lada's turn, instead of saying that we aren't needed? Max commented lightly with a huff. Mr. Strange only laughed and waved his hand. Same thing. You boys should just accompany me. He said, come here, come here. Max shuddered and took a step back. That just now sounded pretty dangerous, like a kidnapper trying to get a child's attention by waving a delicious candy. However, as the other 2 boys, June and Maxwell, approached Mr. Strange, Max couldn't say no. He turned to Lily before leaving. Good luck. Leave it to me. After wishing her luck, he joined the other boys. He nodded at them and sat on the chair prepared by the staff. When they were seated, the light shining on them disappeared as if they wanted to hide the boys and made the audience focus on the girls. Irie looked panicked as she moved her head back and forth. Queenie looked confident as she flicked her hair back. While Lily looked calm, she didn't even care about the gaze people directed at her. Breeze. All right, number 5. Mr. Strange shouted strangely and the grid on number 5 turned around. It expanded to fit the screen, but it was still blank. At the same time, a screen appeared in front of Max. He looked at it curiously and read what was written in it. "When is your birthday?" he muttered in a low voice, but the two guys heard him. "Ah, it is that kind of quiz, huh? I see. So we're here to give the answer before the question is shown to the screen." Mr. Strange didn't say anything at all and only waited. He looked at Max and smiled, gesturing for him to quickly fill the answer up. Max nodded in understanding and filled it up. The screen on the board changed as soon as he pressed OK, displaying the question and the score. "What is your lover's birthday?" The score for answering this correctly is 10. This must be pretty easy, right? Max agreed with Mr. Strange. Even he knew Lily's birthday. She was a day older than him, being born on April 1st while he was born on April 2nd. However, the same couldn't be said for Lily. In a way, she was interested in Max and wanted to know everything about him. She learned many things when they were together in their conversation. But birthday was one thing they never talked about. They only often talked about Lily and then she would ask Max about himself. If not, they would talk about work and how they were doing that, sharing their experience. Lily turned silent, looking at the darkness where Max was sitting anxiously. She was afraid that if she answered wrongly, he would get angry at her. No, Max won't get angry. She just knew about it. So she took a gamble. 30th of February. At her answer, everyone laughed loudly. Lily was confused as to why everyone laughed. Even Mr. Strange couldn't help but chuckle at her answer. "Is that your final answer?" he asked, still trying to recover from laughing. "We will lock it if you are sure about your answer." Despite the laughter, Lily didn't change her mind. I am sure." The 30th of February. Everyone knew that no such date existed. So, naturally, her answer was wrong. A loud buzz resounded as the light turned red. "Boo boo. You're wrong." Mr. Strange made an X shape with his arms. "The answer is 2nd of April. Ah, I should have guessed it." Lily nodded and hummed. There was no disappointment in her voice. "Unfortunately, as you answered wrong, we will have to throw this number away without giving you a score," Mr. Strange said with his strange accent. "And now, we will move to couple number 2. Miss Irie, if you please, choose the number you want." Caught off guard, Irie let out a strange voice, "And number 1, please." "Because Max is number 1. She continued, pumping her fists to increase her courage. "All right, number 1. How bold, saying that her boyfriend is number 1 here, ha ha ha. But I like it, so let's see what's behind number 1. Just like before, a screen popped in front of the boy. This time, it appeared in front of Maxwell. He was startled for a second before reading the question and answered it quickly. Afterward, he sighed in relief and the screen disappeared. "Is it an easy question?" Max decided to ask the boy because he was curious. When the boy looked at him, he continued, "And related to yourself, I guess." June was also interested, so he looked at Maxwell curiously. "Yes, something like that." The blonde-haired boy nodded. "It asked what my favorite breakfast is." As soon as he answered, Mr. Strange repeated the question on the screen. "If you guess it correctly, you will get 5 score. It's lower than birthday because this is something that you surely know. So, what's the answer?" Bacon and egg." Irie answered confidently, smiling brightly. He, I know this one." She giggled cutely. "Bacon and egg. That was nice, I also like it." Mr. Strange nodded in acknowledgement. "But, is that the answer? Let's see. Bacon and egg." Getting the answer from Max, Mr. Strange couldn't help but pause and looked back. He wondered if it was okay to do this, but as the answer arrived, then that meant Max had given his permission. Putting on a big smile, Mr. Strange acted professionally and opened the question. Number 10. What is your lover's parents' name? The score is 25, the highest one. Congratulations, Miss Lily. If you are able to answer this difficult question that shows how deep your bond with your partner is, you will win this game. Lily looked at the darkness and smiled. She already knew the answer. The answer is. She sounded confident and answered quickly, I don't know. That was why when she said that, the audiences and the other two participants were confused. She didn't know. That was what they were thinking. But, that's correct. The dancing lights showed that her answer was correct. How could that be? Everyone must be confused. The one who said so was Max, who stepped out of the darkness and stood beside Mr. Strange after the host sent a small message to him to explain his answer. The answer I don't know is correct, because I never knew who my parents are. He explained shortly and the audiences understood. Some felt pity at him. He noticed their gazes and only smiled. Max didn't plan to sell his sad story to the internet. But he needed to explain it to validate Lily's answer to win this game. Besides, this wasn't a secret. If only the question is who my guardian is, then I would answer Chef Rush without hesitation. But this is parent, and well, I don't know anything about them. Though, I think I need to care a little bit. I should try to find their identities, whether they are still alive or not. Just for the sake of thanking them for giving birth to him. And if they were good people, he'd like to help them a little bit. And so, the quiz ended with Lily's victory, putting them 2 points ahead of other couples. It's a wrap. Thank you for your hard work. We will continue shooting tomorrow. After the second game was wrapped, everyone returned to the hotel. The cast gathered in the outdoor restaurant, having dinner together. The quiz segment lasted for a few hours and they were exhausted, although all they did was sit behind the booth and answer some questions. Ah, I was about to win. Why are you so lucky, White Lily? Tell me. Queenie whined loudly, her face flushed red from drunkenness. The idle girl drank as soon as she arrived at the restaurant to rid off her frustration from losing twice in a row against Lily. Knowing her personality from her boyfriend, Max laughed. June couldn't help but facepalmed and apologized for her behavior. Confused by why Queenie was adamant to beat her, Lily asked bluntly. Do you hate me? Everyone but Max was taken by a surprise at her question and bluntness. But no one wondered why she asked that. Queenie had been targeting Lily since they first met. It was no wonder that Lily thought the idle girl hated her. Huh. But Queenie was the most surprised one, who said that. I will beat them up. How can I hate someone I respect? Such nonsense. She mumbled a few names that passed her mind and glared at June the last. I didn't say that to her. The blue-haired boy quickly waved his hand in denial. He didn't want to anger his girlfriend. Respect. Lily muttered and tilted her head, so you don't hate me. Queenie put down her drink and stared at Lily. Her lips curled into a smile as a strange laugh escaped. She quickly slammed her mouth shut and averted her gaze. It's not like I like you either. You're the one who inspired me to become an idol. Your songs helped me get out of a slump, so I respect you. That's all. Hearing that, Lily became happy. So she doesn't hate me. Noticing that, Max held her hand. Just like the first one, he saw Atlas and Farron first. Only then did he saw a grand stage where he exited a capsule, followed by Lily. What did it mean? He didn't know. When? That was also a question that needed to be answered. But, he was glad that he didn't know when this would happen. He preferred to stay ignorant of the future to enjoy its surprise. Bad or good? Playing the video for the third time, Max realized something strange in Atlas' words. Going back once. Where? Game. No, that's not it. And the fact that Farron looked sad is strange. What did she mutter there? Let's try to hear it. Yeah, just throw this ball of time away in that trash bin. There. Max narrowed his eyes. His greatest streamer system was something strange and mysterious. He didn't know how it worked. Before that, even his reincarnation was also strange. It couldn't be explained by science or anything. But time travel could be explained. In science theory, it could be achieved. Did they time travel? He mused, getting amused by his own thoughts. He wanted to call Atlas and ask him about this, just like how Lily asked Queenie whether she hated her. However, he wasn't that reckless. He had his own secret to keep. And it wouldn't be fair if only he knew the other party's secret. Or maybe Atlas and Farron already knew about his secret too. They always act as if they know everything, so it's not that strange and can be explained by this. I will just believe my own theory, but let's not change how I act around them. We're friends this time, and that's enough. If they never talked about it even when both knew each other's secret, it was just like their secret was still safe. I don't think they know about my reincarnation, though. Maybe just my system. The former one is something I will take to my grave no matter what. After confirming his theory and once again confirming Lily's recovery, Max sighed in relief and returned to the hotel. Lily must have been waiting for him. The shooting on the second day started earlier than the first. All the cast and staff gathered near the hotel. They would start here today. And for some reason, they asked everyone to wear a swimsuit underneath their clothes or bring changes. Max was confused at first, but he quickly understood why they asked that. There must be a challenge where we will get wet, he thought as he looked at Mr. Strange. Good job. It's summer already, so the time is perfect. I never saw Lily in a swimsuit either. So I quite appreciate the support. He gave the host a secret thumbs up, and the strange man laughed. Welcome to another strange challenge by me, Mr. Strange. Today, we will test your wits and decision-making with many challenges. We have prepared a massive challenge. Even those with 0 points will be able to make a comeback if they win. A typical game reality show. The last game had the biggest point gain compared to the other games, allowing the loser to make a comeback. There will be many times you will sigh, shout, and even get angry. Only one couple will be dominated as the best couple. Ah, by my standard, that is, ha ha ha. Mr. Strange's speech and laugh managed to lift the participants' spirits. Queenie looked pretty fine even when she drank too much. Or not. Max chuckled after he saw June handed water to his girlfriend, trying to help her get better. Alcohol is evil. Fortunately, I don't drink any. Now, once again, I have hidden papers. Fun, right? Where would I hide it around this hotel? Guess it, couples. Rooms. Irie innocently answered with a low voice, her face reddened in embarrassment. Or garden. Boo. Mr. Strange crossed his arms into an X shape. You're wrong. Any other guesses? It's obviously the sand. He buried the papers on the beach and we have to find them. Queenie said, already looking better than before. So we're playing a treasure hunt. June added, nodding in understanding. Treasure hunt is correct, but I never buried the paper in the sand. Ha ha ha, that would be a great idea, but that won't be fun, no. Mr. Strange laughed in amusement. Then, he looked at Max and Lily, the current winner, Breeze and Lily Pixel. Any guesses? Lily hummed in wonder. Her eyes naturally moved to Max, who was smiling from the start. She pulled his sleeve. There are 5 images with 5 different tests. Each test will give us a key and CP if we finish it. We can skip them, but we won't get the rewards. And the key can be used to open this chest, containing the paper under the sea. Winning this challenge would take more than wits and smart thinking. Just like Mr. Strange said earlier, it also required one's decision-making. In short, struggle and finish all 5 tests to ensure the chest you found can be opened, or just finish one test and gamble it. There was no correct answer. Rely on your skill or luck. This time, everyone understood that the game had started even without Mr. Strange said anything, but none moved from their spot. They were discussing their strategy. As the other participants talked to each other, Max turned to Lily. Let's head to culinary school first. It's close and we can call for a friend, again if the situation is disadvantageous. Good idea. Lily nodded in agreement, and about the keys. I honestly don't know what we should do with that. But, I want to get at least 3 keys. That way we can have a higher chance to open the chest we can find in the sea. There might be an impossible test they had to skip. With 2 CP ahead of everyone, they could skip 2 tests and still have the same CP in case the other couple managed to finish all the tests. This was the best strategy to win this. Nodding to each other, they began to move. They jumped over the fence and headed straight for Woah Culinary School, leaving a dumbfounded crowd that didn't believe what they had just seen. Did they just jump over this fence? It's 3 meters tall. How? Wow. Murmurs spread quickly like a fire. Woah Culinary School was 3 km away from their seaside hotel. Max and Lily ran at a fast speed to the road. There, someone was waiting for them. Ah, over here. Get in. It was Gloria. And she was wearing a bunny costume, the traditional one, with black stockings. However, instead of high heels, she was wearing comfortable sneakers, which looked slightly strange. Max nodded at Lily and they jumped into the hover car. Go to Woah Culinary School. All right. It will take no longer than 5 minutes. After the door was closed, Gloria entered and immediately stepped on the accelerator. She didn't hesitate and even started to blast music. The scenery outside moved faster than when they were running. Having time to rest a little, Max finally decided to ask. Can you really do this? It was something he wanted to ask before, but wasting time wasn't wise. So, he decided to ask now. He might be eliminated now, but that just means that he was unlucky trusting this girl. Yes, we're instructed to help participants in this stage. And we have a chance to appear in the program too with this. Gloria answered with a giggle. That reassured Max, but also invited another question. Why are you waiting on that road? The other guide should be in the set. I think I spotted 2 people with a tense expression before, wearing what seemed like reflective clothes to stand out among the others. Right. 2 hover cars were also parked nearby the hotel. At first, Max thought nothing of them. But now, he knew they were the guides, to take the participants to the test area. Well, that road is the closest one to Woah Culinary School. If we start from the hotel, it will take us more than 10 minutes. But if you run to the road, it will only take 30 seconds. We save more than 5 minutes by doing that. Gloria explained, her guide instinct kicked in. An explanation that Max could accept. Lily was surprised and let out a long, ooh. But there was still a question that remained. Then, why are you wearing the bunny outfit? Gloria glanced at them and her tongue jutted out. Hee, I took the wrong costume and didn't bring my reflective vest. So to stand out, I wear this. Aren't I a genius? No, you're just a fool. Max retorted coldly, leaving no mercy for this disappointing woman. I didn't think it was important. I've known him for years, and we're just good friends. Besides, do I need to say that he's my friend? Would it have been a problem if I didn't? I just wanted to learn in this school and not bring any trouble for me or my friends. Mugio smiled wryly. Well, I can't argue with that. Sorry, Nina. There is indeed no need to announce that you're friends with a famous streamer. It's okay, Professor. Anyway, I better go. They will arrive soon. The meals are already prepared. It's okay to relax a little. No can do, Professor. This meal will only have an impact if it's hot. Nina said before leaving the professor behind. At first, she only did this to get a good grade. But then, she now also wanted to see Max's surprised face and his reaction to the food she prepared. It would be amusing. Nina stood behind a table with 2 trays. The trays were kept under a lid that kept the meal inside warm. There were 4 other people standing behind the individual table. Each person was responsible for each participant's meal. Only Nina was responsible for 2 because only she knew Max and Lily's preferences. Time seemed to pass slowly. But Nina, being the secret leader of Secretly Handsome Lair, knew better. Max would definitely arrive first. We've arrived. The door burst open and 2 people entered. It was Max and Lily. They were looking around and their gazes stopped at Nina, who approached them. Welcome to Woah Culinary School test. She brought the tray to them and smiled brightly while they were confused. Now, for the test, please eat these meals I prepared. You need to eat them without leaving anything, and only then will I give the key to you. With that, she opened the lids of the 2 trays and revealed the meals inside. One was rush noodle, specially made with blue noodles. Max's name was written on the bowl. The other was a bright red rush noodle. Just from the color alone, one could imagine how spicy it was. Lily's name was written on the bowl. Upon seeing the blue noodles, Max's face crumpled in disgust. You're fucking kidding me. A curse escaped his mouth involuntarily, and as a reward for that, he got an elbow from Lily. Language. Max and Lily were brought to a seat. Their tester was grinning from ear to ear. Occasional giggles escaped her lips as she looked at both of them. Now, please finish them. Only when I judge that they are finished will I give you the key. Of course, you can't help each other. Welcome to the disgusting dish test. Give up now if you want to. If you eat it, then we consider you to join the test. It's cheating. Max wanted to say that as he glared at Nina. Unlike other participants, whose dishes were probably prepared based on what they said they disliked on the internet, Max's dishes were prepared by his childhood friend, who knew his preference pretty well. In his life, this blue noodle was the worst version of rush noodle he ever had. He would get a stomach ache if he ate this. Whether he managed to finish or not, he would get a debuff. Lily, shall we give? Max turned to Lily and found her ate the spicy rush noodle with a red face. She turned to him and widened her eyes, slurping the noodle that was already in her mouth. What? She asked innocently, but all hope in Max's face had gone. He was as white as a sheet, his shoulders slumped in defeat. Shississississee, you can't escape now. An evil giggle escaped Nina's lips. She had planned this. As planned. Nina didn't know Lily's preference or the dish she disliked. All she could assume was that Lily probably didn't like spicy food, but that was also incorrect. Thankfully, she answered my question last night and she actually likes spicy food. Nina thought, so I changed my plan. Just force them to join the test, have Lily eat the noodle, and let Max suffer. Perfect plan to get a good grade. It was unfair. No, it was survival to the fittest. Because they were friends for a long time, they could do something like this. Besides, this test was actually prepared as a prank from Bio's show. The school side also knew that and decided to do this disgusting dish test. Before long, Lily finished her dish and asked for water. Nina quickly prepared it and the girl finished with a satisfied sigh. That was good. Thanks for the meal, Nina. Blurg. The toilet was flushing and Max emerged from within. He wasn't in a good condition and had to rest a few minutes. Lily looked at him worriedly. Her expression was full of guilt. She didn't know that it would be this bad. Are you okay, Ma Breeze? Even now, the camera still followed them. Not into the toilet, but in the hallway to see their reaction. 5 minutes had passed since he finished the test and got a golden key from Nina, but they hadn't continued to the next one yet. I am not okay, but I can manage. He answered, trying his best to keep himself from vomiting once again. Twice was enough. Let's continue, Lily. We need to finish the other tests. But, your condition. I can still move. If I think I can't finish the test, then I will skip them, okay. Let's go to the hover car and rest inside. Lily looked at him worriedly before nodding. She knew that persuasion was useless when he was like this. They returned to the hover car where Gloria was waiting for and entered. The guide looked at them and asked, "Where should we go next?" "Ah, this is the map," she said, opening a large screen for Max and Lily to see. The Woah Culinary School had turned dim, leaving only 4 bright images on the screen. One of them was located in a forest, 2 looked like buildings, while the last one was on a beach a bit away from their location. That said beach was also where Mr. Strange hid the paper. The staff probably was waiting there with the host. Let's take the beach last. The 2 buildings looked close to each other, but it's far from where we are. Which means, we take the forest test. Lily finished his sentence and he nodded. Listening to their conversation, Gloria nodded in understanding. Even she, the skilled guide, would go to the forest first to use time efficiently. All right. Gloria exclaimed, closing the map and starting the car engine. Fasten your seatbelt. This ride will be a rocky one. For more thrilling fanfiction stories like this, check out my channel Fanfic Audiobook. Dive into epic adventures, mysterious realms, and legendary journeys brought to life through immersive storytelling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing audiobooks.